They call him the Wizard.
Listen, if the Wizard can be Gus, baby, come on. Who knows who the Wizard is going to be? Is the Wizard going to pop up tonight? Next week? Next year? You have to wonder. Welcome, everybody, to the Market Show Live. I am the Dark Jedi, Aries Tarrington, and I'm serving up all the Star Wars Hot Toys talk, along with this fine group in here. Let me put it to this screen. Come on, baby. How's everybody doing here today? I'm just so excited because we've got so much to talk about, and I will tell you that my banner has some real interesting substance to it. So I absolutely can't wait to dive into the first topic for today. We should be having another guest popping up soon within the show, Willfoxification. So then we'll have a full panel in here. But let me go around and talk to all these other guys who are going to be helping me serve this all up, baby. What the heck? There's 70 in here already. We just came on. Six Scale Mafia, a long time. I haven't been on any shows with you lately.
Yeah, man. We've had a very busy week, guys. It's good to once again be here, and I look forward to speaking with everybody on this amazing panel tonight and everybody in the chat.
Absolutely. Well, it's good to have you in here, my friend. And Lael.
Yeah.
16ScaleMan. It's good to have you in here. Boy, we had a couple of epic streams on Wednesday. I usually don't go live early Wednesday evening, but I did, and then you had your show after. Man, we know what we were talking about. It was an epic week.
Yeah, it was. It was a fantastic week, man. Yeah, everything's really, really great. Shout out to everybody in the chat for your well wishes when it comes to my mother. She is doing well, speedy recovery. Being vaccinated and fully vaccinated helped her out, tremendously. She went from, being worrisome, and it was a worrying situation on Thursday night. I had to actually cut the Uncivilized Scoundrel Star Wars show short because of it. But she's better. She's talking normal. She's eating well. She's keeping food down. She's having a laugh. She's smiling. So they said that hopefully with the recovery so quick that she could be home as early as tomorrow or Monday. So I'm excited about that. So everybody, thank you for your well wishes and the love. I mean, this community is great, when it comes to, spreading the love and sending well wishes. Like I got messages by inbox, messages in the group chat, stuff like that. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart, everybody, for really coming through for my mom with the prayers and stuff like that. Like this is by far the best community in the universe. So thank you for that.
No, Lael, and I saw your post in there, and my prayers have went out to you and your mother and your whole family, and that is absolutely great news. And listen, we're here collecting toys, talking about toys, having fun, and it's great when we could all pull together, send our prayers, send our thoughts, and something like that. So, brother, that's awesome. So, we will continue to look for a speedy recovery, and then we'll move to Dante. Dante, long time no speak either. I think it was on your show last night.
I know, right? I know. What's up, everyone? Lael, first time I'm hearing, so I hope everything is okay with your mommy. It's I know that when that hits, everything changes because things I have my mom with me, so I didn't know. So hopefully everything is better and speedy recovery for the mom. Guys, good night, good evening. Glad to be here. Yes, man, we have a lot to talk tonight. This Boba Fett came, and I just can't wait to have it in hand, man. Just counting and tracking my shipment. should be here shortly, so can't wait.
Yeah, well, I was so excited to have you all in here. And brother cousins, I tried to get on your show on Thursday. I had a crazy look. I had a great vacation. I was searching. I was bounty hunting Ahsoka Tano. You guys saw my Instagram posts. And listen, I came back and it was one thing after another thing. But anyway, looks like you had an epic show, and what an epic week, my friend.
Yes, a great week. Once again, thank you for having me. Oh yeah, it's been a week. And I'm ready to talk about this wonderful 2-pack. Can't wait to jump into it.
Yeah, it really, I tell you what, and Anthony, you probably know better than anyone in here, because we were recording a Aries Tarrington show, pre-recorded, that you and I had it planned. We were going to go ahead and do it, Wednesday, and then looked like there were some slots open on Wednesday. Or I was like, hey, dude, you want to go live because this news is so epic. This is all we're going to talk about anyway. All the other stuff I was going to discuss. And man, I spilled my coffee that morning with this release. I was like, wow. And Dante, you had it right. I think we all pretty much had it right, but you were calling it right with the first show. Looks like they stuck a little whammy to you and made it the second show, but pretty much you can't get any more accurate than that. And that's why, Anthony, I was saying on my Monday night show about my return back from vacation that I really thought that it was going to happen, like within like either that night. What did happen that night? It happened. I just felt it was going to happen because it should have came out the first week. But anyway, man, I spilled my coffee with that, and then I watched the book of Boba Fett on a couple of breaks during the afternoon, episode 2, and holy smokes, guys. Holy smokes. Especially the first, 15 minutes. You all know what I'm talking about, man.
Mm.
And when I saw the flashback again, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, we keep seeing Django. It's already in there. Everyone's seen episode 1. They're showing that for a reason. And then when all this fan service and different things and grandmas and great grandmas and cousins and uncles and come on. Oh my goodness. But
yeah,
I don't know that this whole week between the release of the figure and what happened in the movie, I'm absolutely crazed. So let me go ahead and actually share the screen, and I'm going to pull this up. And we're at SixthScaleCantina.com. Don't forget, everybody in the chat, if you don't have SixthScaleCantina.com bookmarked, you may want to consider doing so. It has all this latest news for Star Wars, Hot Toys, secondary market, of course, the market value chart, and of course, the biggest movers section, but also just the latest news. So as soon as this Boba Fett broke, I'm kind of scrolling down over here. You see right here that, we had the breaking news, back on 1/5, click on this image. So, let's go ahead and do that. Let's click on that image. And just with everybody here, because this is one, I'm going to flash this up on the screen, and let me blow this up a little higher so we can take a look at some of these images, and you all can see it right there. And I'm going to put this up because here's what I want to talk about first. Boba Fett 2-pack picks and unboxing reaction, because now I'm sure all of you on here, you glanced at the Sideshow unboxing to see the figure live with that, or some of you have. And I'm like, holy smoke, just looking at it. Anthony, let me start with you. Did you glance at that? Did you see any video footage of it yet? I did. I took a look at it this morning. But between that and these pictures, baby, have your thoughts changed?
Well, honestly, I didn't check out the Sideshow video, so I'm just waiting. I thought about looking at it, but I was like, you know what, I'm getting mine. Let me I want to look at it first, on my own. But as far as
not get swayed, but you got to review it.
Yeah, but I mean, aside from, these pictures are phenomenal. This head sculpt is, dude. I don't know. Like I said, when we were on your show and I was looking at Tarkin and looking at, Alec Guinness, Obi-Wan, it's like it's hard for me to, they were great then and they're still pretty good, but trying to compare them with this, I think this sculpt is absolutely amazing. It's maybe a little bit softer than the prototype, but I mean, in my opinion, barely. And with, I guess with reason, because there's always subtle differences, and that's how the Hot Toy game goes. But I think this looks phenomenal, and dude, no, I just, I get speechless on this. This is like one figure I was like, we talked about that earlier. Like if there's one figure, that the last figure you can think of that you just had to have right away, and it's been a while for me. And then as soon as this popped, it was like he became one of those. I was just like, dude, I want to get him, not just to review him right away, but I just want him like right now. Like Brother Cousins was saying that, remember? Like as soon as he comes out, you're like, I gotta get him, and that's that kind of feeling that I'm getting from him.
I feel like, Anthony, that, and we talked about it on my show, we talked about it on Dante's yesterday, and you did pull out the Obi-Wan Kenobi Alec Guinness likeness, and you pulled out the Peter Cushing Grand Moff Tarkin figures, and you had them in hand. And we all know how special these Hot Toys are when you actually get them in hand. And you couldn't come to a conclusion that they're better than these pictures of this, and that was my whole point. And I already know that what your answer was on it, so I'm going to go right to Lael. Lael, is it possible that this could be, when you get it, one, or if not the greatest, not only the greatest Star Wars figure ever released for Hot Toys, but maybe up there as one of the greatest Hot Toys releases of all time? We talked about it on Dante's last night, and Dante, who were some of the guys, that one guy that a couple people were saying, comparing this to?
Yondu.
Yeah, Yondu.
And Tarkin, right?
So yeah, I think so, but definitely Yondu. And with 119 in here, Lael, your thoughts on that specifically? Is this one of the greatest releases ever, do you think?
It by far it's up there as one of the greatest releases of all time. I know a lot of people were talking about the head sculpt in reference to the prototype, and I feel as though it's succeeded in my opinion all expectations. Yes, we had the prototype, but I think that they've only made this better and more aligned to what we can come to expect. Especially considering the simple fact that we're going to get another one with a more polished head sculpt. Based on current events in the Book of Boba.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy because I watched the episode at 3:00 on Wednesday morning. And at 3 a.m. I'm sorry, and I got through the entire episode. I got a message from Max. He was like, "Hey, so how did you feel about the episode?" I was like, "Man, I loved it." I said, it was such a spiritual journey with this one. It spoke volumes for indigenous culture, just off of those beliefs, sacred land, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And we got the origin story. Not only we're getting the origin story of everything and happenings after Jedi, but also the origin of why he came to be known as the Nomad Boba Fett, and why he got the garb that he's wearing right now. It wasn't just by chance. It wasn't what we thought probably when we saw the episode, that he probably robbed or killed a Tusken Raider. No, he was accepted. And to see that transition in that episode it was amazing. It was phenomenal. There's just nowhere else to go but up, because of that episode. I mean, come on, we got the Black Coruscantan. Well, come on, man, you can't get better than that. But
fire,
yeah, that was fire. But around that time, so we talked about it, and he was like, "Oh, so let me just get back to the reason why I messaged you." I was like, "What?" He said, "Because in about 5 minutes, they're going to drop the 2-pack."
No.
I was like, what?
Did you go back to sleep? Were you able to go back to sleep, or were you just?
No, I was awake. I was awake at that time, and I was like, what? He's like, yeah, they're going to drop it. I was like, but I don't see it yet. He was like, all right. So he sent me like this manifest, and it actually was a translation from the Hong Kong translation. It had just been delivered to Hong Kong, and it was being dispensed. And he was like, all right, 5 minutes, bet it. 5 minutes goes by, and I check on Sideshow's site. I mean, not Sideshow's site, on the Hot Toys site, and these photos popped up, and it was available on other outlets to either order. And I was like, what? I couldn't believe it. And then I started just basically looking to see when I was going to get my DHL, you know what I mean, my notification and stuff like that. But yeah, it was. But we kind of figured that, though. We had been talking about it all the way up into this episode, or to this season, that they were going to release either. We thought it might have been a 2-pack, or it might even been the clean version. Those two items were under discussion, and for them to release this one, it just made perfectly good sense, aligning itself with the actual show, also aligning itself perfectly with this episode. And I was like, you know what? Kudos to Hot Toys. Kudos for Disney for doing it that way, and just kind of putting a hush on and a murmur on a lot of these speculations and stuff like that, and it's dropping it, saying, here you go. You wanted it, now you got it. And I think it's by far, it's been a talk of, it literally broke the internet, in my opinion. I agree. Even Ming Na Wen and Tamora Morrison shared it on their Instagram pages. So it's like, yo, they're excited about it. So I mean, I'm all in. I can't wait to get this figure. A lot of people were talking about, I mean, there was a discussion that we had, I believe, last week, where an individual was like, should I get this one or wait and just get the throne version versus this one? I was like, you know what? Just put it this way, that throne version is going to be there. This is going to be a Grail piece. This is a 2-pack Grail piece, and once it goes and you can't get it, you're going to feel sorry. So get it as quickly as you can, because if you try to get it on aftermarket, the price is going to shoot up. It will definitely go up, and we're showing that power is there. This thing is going to sell completely out. And I'm all in for it. This is possibly, literally, honestly, I mean, and this is just mainly my opinion. Again, I don't want to, stress everybody. This is possibly one of the best Boba releases of all time. Literally.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's going to hit that $1,000 aftermarket.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious. With inflation now from back then with the other 2-packs, you're already dropping $550 on this, right? Close to $6. Usually when those Grails hit, they're double. So it's going to hit that. It's got to. I don't like hyping stuff either that much, but get it, man. If you want it, you better get it, because you're going to kick yourself in the pants, man, when you can't get it.
Definitely.
Absolutely. No, some great thoughts there, Lael, and before that, Anthony. And real quickly, just welcoming everybody in here. 131 already on Saturday evening on the Market Show Live. Welcome everybody in here. It is so great to be hanging with you again and this weekend and talking about this. We've got so much to dive into with this Boba Fett, and what a way with Anthony and Lael that we've dived right into it. It's just so awesome. But welcome everybody to the Market Show Live. And Fobs with the $5 Bob from Fabio Land. Come on, baby. Hey everyone. Dante, Django, Rodriguez. FIFA 21. It's on. You got a response to that, my friend? Man of Hot Collectibles?
Well, I was talking to people on the chat because, Will has a live stream. I believe it's every Friday night, and he plays video games. So they've been trying to get me to play, and I used to play years ago. And I mean, I can play that game. I know I'm gonna lose, but I was really good at FIFA back in the day. So he's just kind of making fun of me because he said that he's a good player in FIFA, but he doesn't want to play me. I think he's scared.
Fabio, listen. How can Fabio be scared? I mean, how many did he say he's buying at this yesterday again? 4 of them?
I think
maybe
3 or 4. I don't know.
3 or 4, he said.
Yeah.
Always good to have you in here, Fabio.
He's expecting a container from Hong Kong with figures. This guy.
All right, so brother cousins, your thoughts on your reaction this week when you saw it released. I don't know if you've seen the Book of Boba Fett episode 2 yet. Your reaction with that mixed in with it. I agree with Lael. It was the absolute perfect time that they released this figure, and I think that's why they didn't release it with episode 1.
Right.
They were waiting with this episode 2. So your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I totally agree with everybody on the panel. This was the release I was waiting for, and it just blew my socks off. I was so glad that this came out. And to be honest with you, I wanted Pennywise just as much as Dante and Will. But I held my money because I said that Tupac is around the corner. I just feel it. I feel it in the force. I feel it. And there was. And Anthony hit me up at for me it was like 4. So for him it had to be, because I know he's on the West Coast. So it's like a 2 hour. It's like it was 2 hours early. So it had to be like, it was 4 for me. It had to be like 2 for you. So he was like, yeah, I think I see the 2-pack. I may be dreaming though. And I'm like, am I dreaming that I'm getting this text?
I know. I woke up, I had to use the bathroom, and I looked at my phone, and then I just immediately, my instinct was to text Jay, and I was just like, "Yo, is this?" And then I don't know, and I instantly fell back asleep, and I woke up, and I was like, "Did I have a dream that Boba came out?" And I texted you, and then I looked, and I was like, "Shit, man, I don't even remember doing it, man."
Right.
So it was pretty funny.
When I saw that, I was like, "Damn." And I'm like, oh man, this is coming out. I didn't even go back. I was like, you know what? I'll wake up. I know who I'm gonna buy it from. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay back down. And I tried to lay down and I got up and I was like, you know what? I can't sleep. I was like, let me get up. Went, purchased it, got it, it's on the way. Finally, I'm so glad it is on the way. And then I went to go watch the episode. And I agree with you guys 100%. It is the perfect blend of having a release. And I want to see this more from Hot Toys. I want to see these strategic releases where it comes out where, okay, we have this great show, because now you know why those robes are important, so it just makes this release and seeing him build the gaffy stick and all that. And then I don't know if you guys see it. What is his name? MC, I think it's MCR Collecting. He does a lot of reviews. I just watched his watch that review because it is long. It's like 50 minutes long. I'm still like,
did he put his up already? Because okay, wow.
Yeah, it went up, and it's like, I was 30 minutes into it, but he goes in, it's detailed. And I mean, the head sculpt on this thing, my God, this is one of the best head sculpts I've seen. I like the detail.
All right, so let me ask you this: when you watched that, because I didn't, I've seen the Sideshow thing, because I'm just so curious.
Yep.
What is your impression then, comparing it from like a review so far to the pictures? Same thing? Better?
100% better. This is one of the best 2-packs. I'm not going to say it's the best 2-pack. The best 2-pack is Han and Chewie. I'm straight up. After that would probably be Tarkin and Vader, and this is the third. So this is like, if your top 3 Star Wars 2-packs, it's definitely in there. This is a must-have. This is a future Grail. I mean, I'm not even gonna call it a future Grail. This is already a Grail. Everybody, you can look at it and just get that. You get this feel from it. The way, because I was looking at the pictures where you look at the inside of the helmet and how detailed it is. I'm like, does it come with 2 helmets? No, it's on a peg that has like a padding around it, so it can keep all those details in it. So you can put the Tamora Morrison head sculpt on that body, on the armored body. It is a phenomenal.
That is okay. That's like Han and Luke Stormtrooper disguise. So I've got the little, you know what I'm saying, that foam. That you can put.
They did that.
Yep. Yeah. So see, I didn't know. Like I said, I haven't watched any videos on them yet, so I didn't know that. But yeah, that goes back to the same kind of engineering that they used on the Stormtrooper disguise versions.
Well, I got to get to some super chats here, and then we'll get to Dante. First, we had Fobs up over here telling Dante, don't lie to the people. Don't lie to the people. Thanks so much for the super chat. Carlos puts in here, $4.99 Gamers Lounge with Will and Optical. We usually play Call of Duty or Battlefront. Meat Clad, baby. Listen, I will tell you. I am a wizard at Battlefront. Nobody wants to play the Dark Jedi at that game. Are you kidding me? Come on. All right, I just threw it out there. Thank you so much, Carlos, for that. And then the Man of Hot Collectibles chimes in. Fabio. No, I hope that's wrong, baby. I just throw these up on here. It looks like Fabio Land is going to be giving you a call later. You're going to be hearing from, Fabio's attorney, Grand Admiral Thrawn. Welcome everybody who's in here. 142 on the Market Show Live. And in case you didn't know, I am the Dark Jedi, Aries Tarrington, and I serve up all the Star Wars Hot Toys talk, along with all these fine gentlemen in here today. Six Scale Mafia is in the house. 16ScaleMan is in the house. Man of Hot Collectibles is in the house. Brother Cousins Toy Reviews is in the house. And I've got the links to all these channels within the video description below. And you have to wonder, is it possible that if you're not subscribed to these guys, that you're going to go into the video description, click on the link and subscribe? And I say, please do. Come on. And let me get to, I see some other super chats over here. Fabio, stop. You're very close.
Could you imagine if I put the right number? You'd be like, oh shit.
Listen, Fabio, thank goodness the Hot Toys Wizard didn't do that for Dante. Night of Ren 789 with the $5 super chat. Thank you. Hey guys, loving the show so far. My Fett 2-pack shipped from Hot Toys Wonderland today. I'm currently stalking my DHL tracking for any update. Yeah, baby. Look, we're going to be getting into some stuff over here because Lael and Anthony brought it up about how fast these things are going to move. But congratulations to you. I mean, I think does everybody here on this panel have it ordered? I know. I
don't yet. I know. I should just take my leave now. But I'm trying. I know. I'm trying to get mine.
I've got mine pre-ordered from Sideshow. That's how I did that one in the beginning. So now I was on that chat from there. Here's an interesting development because I was on that chat, not on the chat, but I was kind of looking at it, and on the replay. And someone asked, "Hey, are you guys going to be shipping this?" And they said yes within a few weeks or less, which is very interesting. That they actually responded with that. So you have to wonder, just how fast people that they got the emails, hey, this is shipping in January and February. It looks like it was coordinated perfectly. But thank you so much, Night of Ren, for that super chat. Much, much appreciated. Dante, going to you. Now that we're done with the super chats for here. Is it possible that Hot Toys is actually working with Disney to coordinate these releases? Because Anthony Lael brought it up, and Brother Cousins, you bring up a really good point that you feel as well, that it was perfectly, the reasons for the robes perfectly synced. So it almost appears like Disney does care about Hot Toys releases. What say you on that? Because it was so perfectly done, they had to have intel from Disney.
Yeah, and I think that will make sense, right? Because if they're releasing Boba Fett the way they did it, it was perfect timing. They waited for a reason. That's why they didn't release it on the day of the actual release of the book of Boba Fett. They waited a week, for episode 2 to drop so they can drop the figure. So yeah, there's definitely coordination happening. That's for sure. I have my doubts that Sideshow is going to ship it within a few weeks, to be honest with you. Because I think they're just concentrating on other things right now. I don't think they're focusing on getting the shipments faster. That's the conversation we got yesterday on my show. So I think this figure is really good. I mean, really, you can put any lighting and the figure will look great. We spoke about when you see a prototype, how good the prototype is, and then when the final release is out, there's usually a drop in likeness, but this one here kept the likeness to the top, so it's still really, really good. So based on the pictures, again, when I get the figure for reviews, I'll give my thoughts on it. But so far, this figure has all the ingredients to be a future Grail, and we spoke about this. This is a figure that is a 2-pack, and any 2-pack in recent history is going for a lot of money. So that right there, regardless if they drop another Boba Fett figure, this is a 2-pack. So just keep that in mind. We can have different, versions of Boba Fett coming, but this is a 2-pack. This is the first Boba Fett that was introduced to us after the Return of the Jedi. So there's a nostalgia attachment to it. Now we know the story, how he was able to escape the Sarlacc, so all those things. So even more ingredients added to this Grail in the making, right? Right now,
Yes.
it's still in stock. I can see that. I don't see this is going to be on the shelves for much longer because I don't think they have a lot of quantity on this one. I'm pretty sure once it hits the States, it's going to be gone quick within probably a month or two.
And you know what? To kind of piggyback off of what Man Hot Dante was saying with Sideshow, I mean, you got to keep in mind that there are still some releases that haven't been fulfilled yet. There's still people that are waiting on, Captain Marvel. There's still people that are basically waiting on other figures that they've actually
Tusken
ordered.
Raider,
Tusken Raiders,
Captain
yeah,
America
exactly.
Venom even.
12.
Yeah.
It's
So to say that that they're going to have this before those, and being that this isn't like a low quantity where, basically, not too many people pre-ordered the figure, and that way they can actually get, earlier figures, because they've done that, with other figures. This is not the same with this Boba Fett 2-pack, and it's going to be proven. And then on top of that, like I said, if you're on the fence, anybody on the fence about getting this figure, or not on the fence but waiting to get it, you might want to change that perspective. The reason why I say that is because we're earlier on. You want to knock this particular figure out first. Get this out of the way first, because we're only in the 2 episodes Book of Boba. You have no idea what's coming next.
Yeah.
You really have no idea what's coming next. We got a tease of that in this. Like, if they drop that Black Coruscant, the Gladiator, if they drop that figure, it's over. Literally, everybody will buy it. Everybody will buy it.
Yes.
That's only the tip of the iceberg. We haven't even gotten to the other episodes. We haven't gotten to the other 5 episodes of this season.
Right.
So they're going to be dropping more. So you want to knock this out of the way first. Get this 2-pack. Get it first, especially if you want it. Get it first, especially if you are a Boba Fett fan. If you're already a fan of the show, just like others were a fan of the Mandalorian seasons, and they've gotten those figures. You want to knock these things out of the way first and make room for what else is coming, because I'm telling you, you have zero idea. Some do, but I'm telling you, a lot don't. It's going to be a storm, and it's coming. Get this. If you haven't already pre-ordered, of course, I'm getting 3 Fennec figures. If you haven't already pre-ordered Fennec, get that too, because there's a lot coming down. It's filtering down the pipeline. You got to be prepared for it.
Right.
Definitely.
Also, there's another point to take into account. When this 2-pack dropped originally 10 months ago, I think a few months later we got Boba Fett on the throne, and a lot of people got kind of disappointed because they were thinking, "Oh shoot, now you're giving me a different Boba Fett now with the throne, which is like an iconic, after credit, right after the Mandalorian." So a lot of people canceled their orders as well. So and when I said it then. Don't, if you already pre-ordered this 2-pack, don't cancel it. Like, really don't, unless you don't have the budget for it. I can 100% understand, but if you have the budget, don't cancel, because even if you want to part ways in the future, that figure is going to be worth a lot of money. So just for that, just get it, store it. If you don't want to use it, if you want to get the one with the throne, get it, and then sell this one. You're going to make a lot of money. I mean, you also need to think about that perspective, right? Because you don't want to wait. You don't want to lose your NRD either. So, just think about the pros and the cons, and then you make your decision pretty much. But yeah,
So, real quick, let me ask everybody on the panel real quick, just this question. Because we all know, I'm guessing pretty much everyone here is not only getting the 2-pack, but they're getting the Boba on the throne as well, correct? Am I correct by saying
I
that?
am.
Yeah.
Correct.
So, with that basically being said, if you were given a choice of which one, and you can only have one of each, I mean, one of, so which one would you necessarily say, I'll choose and part ways with the other one? Which one would it be?
Oh, the 2-pack is definitely, I'm keeping.
Yeah.
I'll get rid of the throne.
That's the first time.
moment, but it's a gimmick to me.
That's the first time I
is-
ever seen Aries get serious. He was like,
No,
yeah,
hell no.
definitely, that 2-pack.
No, but listen, all this, but this is the funny thing, and Aries, we spoke about this many times, and all this ties in to the fact that it's nostalgia. We are attached to this figure because no matter how many Boba Fetts you're gonna put out there, this is the first time, and I know it sounds like a broken record, but this is the first time we saw Boba Fett in 30, 40 years.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you
Right.
cannot disregard that at all. Like whether it was wearing the Tuscan outfit that they explained why, and I love that explanation. It adds more value to the figure. But on top of that, the look, he's older now. I mean, come on, it's difficult to say, you know what, I'm gonna pass on this and get the other one just for the nostalgia. If you're a true Star Wars fan and you have that attachment to when you buy things, right? This is a perfect figure for you. If you love Boba Fett, this is the perfect one.
Absolutely.
Well, listen, we have 151 in here. Thank you so much for joining the Market Show live. Please hit that like button. We got 150 in here. Hit it, baby. Much appreciated. We're getting into some juicy stuff when it comes to this 2-pack. And let me bring up, because we're going to, this episode's focused a lot on Boba Fett and the book of Boba Fett. But I'm putting this up because a lot of you saw my banner. And let me tell you something. Is it possible that the Boba Fett 2-pack is already selling out in Hong Kong in some places and already showing signs that perhaps what Dante was predicting last year, what I was predicting last year, what a lot of the people in this panel and on other shows were also warning about as well, that this thing, and I think Anthony and Lael, you opened up the show basically speaking about this. Let me go ahead and share my screen. And you can see right here, you see the site that I have up. And, I'm going to move. Let me try to go to this view here. Let me just take this off the screen. There we go. And when I scroll this down a little bit, look right. You could look right on top of Tamara Morrison's head. This is sold out. Add to waitlist. Brother Cousins, let me go with you on this because this didn't happen to Rex.
No,
Not
And you know how hot Rex was. Come on, baby.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is so is it sold out on Toys Wonderland right now?
Yes. That's what I have up.
Holy shit. Wow.
Yeah, it doesn't.
That's and I mean, you know what? I remember when the first Mando came out. I remember this happening. I remember they had batches of like 10, and they used to Toys Wonderland hasn't done this in a while, but they'll have like 10 left, 8 left, 5 left. They were doing that like last year or maybe like a year and a half ago. And I know they did that with the like I said, with the Mando and the Beskar Mando set. And yeah, I rarely see things have them sell out, but it makes sense because this is a hot item. I think everybody is after this right now, and they're probably all over Hong Kong trying to grab up as many as they can to get these, to get these sold. I mean, to be honest, I'll share this. I was waiting my stuff. I bought it the day this was released, and this was released Tuesday or Wednesday? I think it was released Tuesday morning. Tuesday morning for us. And mine's was still processing up until last night. And I know a couple people in the chat says they got saying that it's been shipped. So I know it probably took them a while to procure as many as they could. So yeah, that makes sense that it's sold out. This is a hot item. So
yeah, and what's a little bit crazier here, let me bring up more. So you're seeing, Lael, that this is sold out already at Toys Wonderland. And I'm going to pull this up on the screen because I've got some other data as we continue to go on. And I'm going to pull up the regular Mando. And this is going exactly how you called it, Dante, last year, right now. You can go ahead from Tim Cent, and he's already selling a ton of these, and get the single version. He's completely sold out of he doesn't have any more of the 2-pack. You can't even get it from Tim Cent. On eBay.
Wow.
So Lael, go ahead.
No, it's insane because I'm actually like, it's like I can almost hear Dante's inner monologue right now saying, I told these some bitches, but they just didn't listen to me. They just didn't. No, literally, like that's how it is. Like this, you cannot say that we didn't know this. Like you knew that this was hot. This was the talk of like how many months when it was released? Like when we got the reveal, this was the talk for months. People were even if you look in the chat a few times, once they released the clean version with the throne, a lot of people preferably wanted this particular version because it added a little bit more weathering element to the character. It was more of a backstory, and it was a 2-pack. You're getting one version and you're getting another version, so you knew hands on like this was going to be the attack. It was going everybody. It was going to go in a frenzy attack mode. So it was no question, and this is why I said anybody who was sitting back saying, you know what, yeah, do I want to get this or do I want to wait for the clean version? This was the obvious choice, and it is a Grail. You see now that this is a Grail piece, because I guarantee you, once that, now I'm not taking away from the clean version on the throne. Do you think it's going to have a bigger impact than this is right now?
No way.
Not at all.
And it's because of the nostalgia.
Not at all. And it is. It's because of nostalgia. And then on top of that, this is so much, it's so in line with the show. And for what we've seen, like, I'll be the first to say, look, not only do I want that, I'm so happy that I'm getting this and that I'll have it, but I have never wanted a Tusken Raider so bad, more than I have right now. I want a Tusken Warrior so bad. It's eating at me. And I hate that I'm saying that live right now, because I can, people listen to what we say, and I bet you people are going to go on and try to get that figure right now. Or if they have it already, it's glorious. It's a glorious moment. But yes, like this right here, because mind you, you have one figure that, trust me, once you get Ming-Na Wen, once you actually get that Fennec Shan figure, it goes with this figure. Like, you don't necessarily have to have it goes specifically with this figure. It fits well with this figure. So just think of it this way: you have a figure that can go with the actual Boba Fett with armor, and you have Tusken Raiders that can go with Boba Fett. I mean, just I want to call him like the what do we call him? The nomad Mando, in a sense. So you have both options now in one complete set. So if you haven't already done this, like literally, and I hate to be that guy, because I'm never that guy that says, look, and trust me when I say this, I get what I love. Everything that I get, I love, I keep, I don't sell. I don't sell figures. I basically get what I love, and I'm only going to tell you from the heart what I believe in. I genuinely, and you can, if my mother is watching, she can attest to this, because I linked her to the show tonight, so while she's in the hospital, she's probably watching it now. She can tell you, I have been a die-hard Star Wars fans since I've seen that film in theaters in 1977. Okay, since I've seen the film in theaters. Okay, I'm a die-hard Star Wars fan, probably a lot bigger than anyone I know in this area or that I've ever known. This was a no-brainer, and I'm telling you, getting this was a joy for me. And I'm telling you, if you were just like me, look, don't miss out. This was the goal. This is where you needed to go. And if you have it, feel good about it. If you don't, try to get this before it hits that market that it's out of reach.
It's going to know that, and that's awesome. And if your mom is watching, big shout out to her. And please go ahead and continue to get better. Yes. And we have 168 in here on the Market Show Live with the Dark Jedi Aries Tarrington and everybody else on this fine panel. Anthony, let's go to you. You've heard, I'm putting this up on the screen from Toys Wonderland. Dante said that he, in the private chat over here, that he pulled it up too, and that it's sold out. And I just showed you 10 cent, at least on the 2-pack one. This is going exactly as we thought. I think people didn't realize that at this price point, and coming out of COVID as well, and all the concerns that Hot Toys is making on how much they're making with production, it's still not the best car Mandalorian. Obviously, the best car Mandalorian, what was easy to get, it's still easy to get. This looks like it's going to be hard, baby.
Aries, also, I sent you 2 figures that will be dropping here in about a week. If it's a variant of Lando, you'll see it. I just sent it to you.
Okay, just send it to me on Messenger?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I think it's it's extremely rare to see this. I mean, basically, I mean, you know, like
it's crazy.
yeah,
That's
we
why-
never. There's things in like it's very rare that overseas sellers like sell out that quick.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, what is today? Saturday. It's been like 3 days, maybe, right?
Yep.
Because when does the show come out? Like Wednesdays, right? So early Wednesday morning.
Yep.
Now we're into Saturday, and everybody's sold out. So I mean, it's an I don't want to say it's an oddity because the figure is great. I think we all know that this is a grail. Like when Hot Toys puts out certain figures and we look at it, we just know, right? We're like, yep, that's the one. You know, I need that. And this is what I saw when I saw this figure as well. I just immediately thought, okay, this is what I wish every Hot Toy was like. You know what I'm saying? Like you wish every figure was like, hell yeah, this is exactly what I want and more. So it's shocking, but I'm not like quite surprised by it because it really is an amazing piece. So
Yeah.
you know, money talks, and when you put out a fantastic product, you're gonna make money, no question. It's like going to see Spider-Man. It's no wonder it's made so much money. It's the same, you know what I mean? It's the same
Right.
thing. Like when something's this great,
It deserves to be appreciated.
exactly, and people really want it now.
And the sheer excitement, the excitement about this thing is crazy.
Oh, it's so crazy. 172 in here. Please go ahead and smash that like button. In case you don't know who I am the Dark Jedi, Aries Tarrington, and I'm serving up all the Star Wars Hot Toys talk, along with the Man of Hot Collectibles, Brother Cousins Toy Reviews, Six Scale Man, and the Six Scale Mafia. Come on, baby. Smash the like. Look, Dante, I know you're chomping at the bit, baby, because you talked about this last year. You went out on the limb. When was the last time you've seen something like this sell out with Tim Cent and Toys Wonderland?
It is. I mean, it is really not that often. They do tend to sell out certain, figures. This one is hot. I mean, again, all was because Hot Toys decided to release a figure right at the right time. They timed this perfectly, and you can see the results. People are getting excited to get this figure, right? And that's why if you go to the Sideshow website, this figure is climbing up, and it's going to continue to climb up, and it's going to be gone very soon. We spoke about this many times. This is a Grail in the making. I mean, this is going to be the Grail, regardless of the variations, regardless of the other versions that we're going to see a Boba Fett and perhaps different characters that we're probably going to see. We can start. We told to you guys, we spoke about this openly many times and told you that don't sleep on this guy, don't sleep on it, because then you're gonna regret it. So this is your time. You can wait until the figure is in stock if you want to buy it, if you want to secure pre-order it. I mean, whatever works for you. If you really want to get this one, this is the time. But don't overkill yourself either paying so much money. That's an advice. Don't just wait until it's if you live in the US, obviously, right? Just wait until it's in stock in the US and pay the retail price. Don't over crazy pay the shipping unless you really don't care.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's never really been a time where I mean, I don't know if it was you or Lael that had the story of your pre. Maybe it was you, Lael, that you pre-ordered something and Sideshow canceled it. Right now, you could pre-order from Sideshows. I agree. If you could have a little bit of patience on it, it's still available for pre-order. But the big key here, Dante, is that people were doing that with the Heavy Infantry Mandalorian. It went to pre-order to waitlist, didn't go to in stock.
Mhm.
And
I
this
think
can
this has
happen
a
again.
formula.
Yeah.
It
And
can
that's the
happen
thing
again.
yeah, no, go ahead, Dante. I'm sorry.
No, so it can definitely happen again because again the hype is different. You cannot compare the infantry, the heavy Mando with Boba Fett. I mean, there's really two big differences, right? Boba Fett is an iconic character for years, decades. So this is something that people are gonna see, and now they're gonna appreciate it more because of the story that we saw in the book of Boba Fett. So, definitely, if you can pre-order it now, by all means, you should. Don't sleep on it because let me tell you, when this figure is done and gone, you need to save a lot of money to get it back.
It really is. 179 in here. Thank you so much for watching the market show live. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, this is really, really surprising. I kind of want to stay on it for a minute. And Brother Cousins, let me go back to you. We opened up the conversation with you. You've heard everybody's thoughts in here. Is it possible that on Sideshow, and I'm going to pull that up on the screen in a minute, that this could go on waitlist, that this is going to be the figure this year, like the heavy infantry Mandalorian last year, like what happened before that with the Mud Trooper from the Solo movie? Does this have the ingredients? Not saying it's going to, but is there even a 3%, a 2% chance where other figures there's not, but this one I believe has some? Is there any percentage chance that could happen with this?
I'm surprised it hasn't already. When I saw your thumbnail, I spit out I was drinking Gatorade and I spit it right out. I was like, what, already? And then I saw it. I was like, oh, it's the yeah. I think this is going to fly. I really think this is going to go. I mean, don't run, walk to your computer and get this 2-pack. I mean, I don't want to, enable people. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. I'm not, if you have the money for it, great. If you don't have the money for it, great. But if you're waiting to get another hot toy, or you want to get, because we're collectors, we do that all the time. If it's something that, okay, I'll wait. I'm going to have to wait. I'll wait for that to come to the States and I'll go get something else. I don't think this is one you can do that with. I think this is one you got to pre-order right away. Pre-order it, secure the bag. That's what this is called. Secure the pack, the Boba Set.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even really need it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like dire to grab it, pay it off right now overseas. For example, like what Brother Cousins had said. I mean, at least on Sideshow, at least if you can put down your initial,
put down your NRD and get and
that way you got it locked in.
Yeah, lock it in. Definitely. That's what I'm saying. Lock it in. You don't have to go in Toys Wonderland and buy it right now. I mean, I would, but just lock it in, because this is.
Well, you can't even go to Toys Wonderland and get it right now because it's sold out. At least the 2-pack, right?
There you go.
And here's the other thing, Brother Cousins, and we're gonna go to Anthony on this here. I sorted this out best-selling wise, and the one thing, Dante, you sorted it out yesterday too. And sometimes it's tricky on Sideshow. Sometimes they take out the I don't know why, the best car Mandalorians from the list and the 501st, but they're actually on the list and they are very high. I thought they dropped off, but I know what happened, because when I sorted out. I think that happened last night too. So I don't think that they just boosted up to here. They've actually been here pretty consistent. But look at this, Anthony. You have the single version right behind the 2-pack version. Beskar Mandalorian. This figure's a marvel to me. It's not like the Jet Troopers. They just made so many of these, and you can still get these at. You've always been able to get these at Toys Wonderland. But look at this now. I mean, it's very high up at that price point, dude. And when we did the show, it was number 12 before we got on. During the show, it went up to number 8. You see it here at number 4. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I track a lot of this stuff because I do a lot within the secondary market. And with the market value chart, I do a lot of the waitlist alerts. And sometimes it takes a good week, even a week and a half sometimes, to see a jump in a figure. Wow, this jumped really, really quick since Wednesday morning, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, it's no surprise, again, just because of a lot of us old school, Star Wars fans. That's like Dante mentioned earlier too, and I think that we all kind of have this has the recipe. This is the perfect, it has all the ingredients. This particular 2-pack, it really hits on the nostalgia from the OT. From all of us who haven't seen Boba Fett since Return of the Jedi. So that's now like, concrete in this figure. Then you have, whatever opinions aside, in mine, I believe the success of the Book of Boba Fett. So far, I've loved both 2 episodes like immensely. So with that, you know, having the second episode out, giving us even more backstory to this particular figure. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It has everything. So no surprise to me at all that this is kind of come up. And again, I know Mando's Mando, right? Mando's hot. So these are definitely going to be up there as well for a while. But I'm not surprised one bit that this one's on top, way more than the throne. Like Lael mentioned, I mean, if we pick, you know, like which one would we, you know, it's unanimous. Like it's the 2-pack.
Yeah, and let me ask you this, echoing what Lael was saying, because I'm the same way. You know, I'm not just talking about this to hype it up that you have to buy it now. I've been saying it since this came out in February last year, that there are some warning signs on this, and I told people you can wait. You can wait till the final production photos come out. And I do a lot of times with a lot of figures. And I pre-ordered it because I didn't want to mess around at all. But once those final production photos come out, Anthony, and you have the money for it and you know you absolutely want it, I don't feel that this is a figure you should fart around with, baby. I'm just being real here. Because you've seen what's happening at Toys Wonderland right now. You see what's happening with Tim Sen. And I don't get the sense that they're going to make these. You know, right there, he's looking at the best car Mandalorians. They were there for 9 months. You know, they dropped down a little bit after the chrome-plated one came out, and they were already released. But with pre-order, those things were top 3 forever. I mean, you've been looking at this for a long time before they came out. That 2-pack has not. But what do you think about that? And do you, like, you know, Brother Cousins gave his answer. Do you feel that there is a recipe here where it's possible? Do you give this any type of alert where there's at least a possibility if you don't pre-order it, you may not be able to wait until it gets in stock?
I'm sorry, were you asking me?
Yep.
Oh, I thought you said Dante. No, I think like I said, you can get it on Sideshow, right? They have plenty. So I don't. It's hard because, like I said, we live in that world where we want everything right away. You know, but I don't think.
How long you got on Sideshow to get this?
Well, I mean, I couldn't really tell you, man, but I'd say probably a couple months. I don't think it's gonna go out that quick. I mean, maybe I'm
that
wrong,
is quick
but...
though. That is.
I don't know.
Can I interject really quick? And this is the reason why I say this. You alluded to what happened to me before. I pre-ordered and I waited late to pre-order that the dark Anakin, the dark side Anakin. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I pre-ordered it and I managed to get the pre-order, but it was late. What Sideshow did was they went into their inventory and they counted how many they had, realized that they didn't have enough to satisfy the inventory. I mean, to satisfy the pre-orders. And that's when they send out those messages letting people know, okay, we had to cancel your order and refund because we didn't have enough to complete it. This is what they did to me. Okay.
Wow.
That is
and that's
true,
because that item was hot. Literally was hot. Number one, it came with a lot of controversy, but it was a hot figure. So that's what I'm saying. This Boba Fett 2-pack is hot. If you haven't already pre-ordered it through Sideshow, if that's the company you want to go through, do it now because it can happen to you. It just like it happened to me, it may happen to you. So that's what I'm saying. To say, you know, a few months, I don't know because this is hot.
That's still fast too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so it's hard. I mean, it could be 1
really
month.
hard.
I mean, Heavy Infantry Mando.
That was gone. That was
He was gone before he came out.
Quick.
Yeah.
Quick.
I think this is better personally. So I don't know.
It's the gauge. You just have to wait and see.
Yeah,
I guess
it's not going to be like Lael and Wicked. Like Lael and Wicked sat around for a little bit. That sat around for about 7 months, and I pulled the trigger on that just in the nick of time because I saw it. And that was before I even knew about the blue screen little banner. Before I knew about that trick, and then I saw that I was like, "No, let me jump in on this." Hey,
Hot Toys.
Yo,
what's cracking?
what's up, guys? Sorry I'm late. I was visiting some family. I got caught up. Then my camera wasn't working when I got here, but now it's working. So
well, to
good.
catch you up, you know, you've probably seen the banner of my of this live show. And I
Yeah.
said, sold out. But really, it's sold out with Tim Cent, the 2-pack. And it's actually sold out the 2-pack at Toys Wonderland. I've had it up on the screen for a while. So kind of, we're all talking about, what we think of this piece. And, we're all like, are you surprised that this quickly you can't get the 2-pack of Toys Wonderland? You can't even get the 2-pack from Tim Cent. You can get the single version though.
Right. Yeah. First off, Aries, thank you for having me, man. As always, I want to say, dude, thank you. It's good to see all of you guys. Seriously, man. These are some of my best friends in collecting on the screen right now. All you guys, really, and it's just amazing. So, okay. So I had to butter you guys up before I say what I'm about to say.
Oh shit! Now he's gonna bring the heat.
Where's my chocolate?
I know, right? I'll send a Dante in the mail. You'll get it. You'll get a DHL. I'll send a DHL
Good.
to you. Yeah.
No, DHL. Please, I have issues with DHL.
Oh, okay. So we'll send it UPS. That better?
Perfect.
Okay, we'll say UPS. UPS or FedEx. I'm with you. I don't really like DHL that much either. But okay. So yeah, sometimes you're right, Aries. Like sometimes these Hong Kong sellers will get more stock. Like for example, Dante's and our boy Pennywise, right? Like he was out of stock on Tim Cent for a while. Now he has some more. So sometimes they will get some more. So, but I heard you guys talking about this, and it really had me thinking about it. I think it was maybe on Dante's show last night about the Boba Fett 2-pack into becoming a Grail. Right, I think that's the one we're talking about, right? The 2-pack.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, like, I would say, I don't know. I think it really depends on your definition of Grail because it's such a subjective term. It's like, and whether it's going to sell out or not. Yeah, it's selling out of the Hong Kong sellers now, but when it hits the States, that'll be telling, right? I think a lot of people pre-ordered this, despite the fact that there's a throw-in version, there's a single pack, there's going to be other Bobas that we get. I don't know. I mean, I think if you're defining Grail as something that people are really going to like and be one of the best figures in their collection, then absolutely. I think this meets all that criteria. But if you're defining Grail as like kind of the commonplace term that it goes as like maybe a figure that goes 2 times retail, I wouldn't say this is impossible for that to happen, but I would bet against it because I just think there's too many Bobas coming out. I think there's too many. It's not usually with a Grail like that. It's like a Yondu or a Hela, a character you're never going to see again, right? Like it's like a one-off. People kind of sleep on it. I don't really know that many people slept on this 2-pack. I think this is not Yondu or Hela, for example, or even Darkseid Anakin. That's people slept on, right? And then there's it becomes a Grail eventually. So I'm definitely getting this. I have it on pre-order. I don't know if it's going to quite reach the heights that maybe some people think it will. Despite how amazing it looks incredible. But if we're looking at just the value of it to a collector, it's insane. I mean, like I think it was Sideshow's unboxing, and MRC did a video too, and like it looks really good. It looks really, really good. So I'm really happy I stuck with this one. But I don't know, Aries. Like it is selling out on the Hong Kong seller sites because I think probably because they had for such a good price on it. Like I was looking at it, it was like maybe $540 shipped. That's like about what you pay from Sideshow. Yeah. I mean, so like when the price is right like that, people will jump on it and they will buy. Usually what you've seen Hong Kong sellers, before was like maybe it would be like $150, $200 over retail. And then everyone's like, like that's where I'm like, should I wait? But with this, it was such a good price. It's pretty much retail in the States. Like that's why people jumped on it. But I think, yeah, if you want it, go for it. But I don't know if it's going to become, my expectation, I'm kind of with Josh on this one. Josh was talking about that. I don't think it's going to reach quite that heights. I think it's going to maybe be like, it's 500 right now for retail. Maybe it'll, once it sells out, go to 700. Like it'll be above, like a Commander Cody. Like it's like, I think it's that level. If that's a Grail to you, then I think yes. But if it's like, if people are expecting it to be Darkseid Anakin, I don't see that.
I'm sorry. Even with the Boba Fett with the robes, even with the XF figures exclusive to that pack, you still feel that way?
Right. Yeah, because I do feel like I don't rule out the idea. I think Josh mentioned this too. I don't rule out the idea they release one for season 2, because they might do like Josh said. They might release Boba Fett in a robe with a speeder. Like they might do anything. Like if they see this is a really popular 2-pack and people are liking this robe version. Remember when everyone said too that Durasteel Mando was going to be a Grail because it was a one-off and it was unique, and then Hot Toys was like, psych, here's one with a blurg. Like that's what they do. So I mean, that's just like, I just feel like that could easily happen with this robe Bobo. It could also easily not happen. So I wouldn't say it's impossible, but I would just bet against it.
Well, real quick, because I see your super chats in there. We're going to go ahead and get to them, so don't worry about that. I've got them all lined up. 190 in here, Market Show Live. Please smash that like button. Come on, baby. So, Will, you bring up some good points, and I'm going to have these guys chime in on your points. So, you bring up very, very good points. Here's my argument to it, and it's not that I'm wrong, but where I feel the possibility, or you're wrong. It's where the possibility could work. The only difference of the dark side Anakin to the regular Anakin is the dark side look. It's the same head sculpt. It's the same thing. So even if they come out, is it possible with a Boba Fett on the speeder? It's not going to be this figure. Furthermore, the dark side Anakin was a moment. That was such an epic moment in the Revenge of the Sith. Is it possible that this moment here, because I talked about this on Dante's show too last night, I think it's about the moment of this 2-pack, and I don't think you're going to get it again. So that's where I think this is going to be a Grail. But let's go to the guys on here, and then we'll come back to you to give you the final word on that. Dante, I felt like we haven't heard from you in a while, but on top of that, you chime in on this if you'd like.
Hello, everyone. Nice to be here in the chat. Thank you so much for the invitation. I've been
Don't copy me, Dante. Don't copy me.
I know, right? Like,
nah.
So listen,
love you guys.
Will brought a good point. I think when we talk about a 2-pack, and this is not because of this in particular, but just think about the previous 2-packs that we've seen so far.
Mm-hmm.
All of them, absolutely all of them, are pricey.
And even that Jawa and Gontrod, I heard it's going up. It's going up now. I mean, I know that we're gonna see multiple versions of Boba Fett, and I think we need to separate two things: the multiple versions and the 2-pack. 2-pack. I'm still here. This camera, I'm gonna destroy this camera. The 2-pack is one thing. The multiple versions is another thing, right? Because of what I said before, because of the nostalgia, because of 2-pack, this one is definitely, to me, the way I see it, is definitely gonna be a Grail in the future, right? Once this is sold out, people are gonna try to get it. The price is gonna go increasing like crazy. Probably it's gonna start in the $700-800 range, and then it's gonna eventually climb up to be probably almost at the level, not the same, but maybe almost closer to the Han and Chewie 2-pack. Mm-hmm.
It's gonna. I mean, just you need to give it time. It won't happen within 2 days. It's gonna take time, perhaps months, maybe a couple of years, maybe a year or so. Who knows? Unless the only way I can see that this cannot happen is if Hot Toys decide to do another 2-pack that involves Boba Fett and someone else, perhaps Boba Fett and Fennec, for example. That's another with different head sculpts. That could be a game changer, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way I can see that you can have this 2-pack not as valuable as the new one. But I still believe nostalgia is going to play a huge part in this. Again, first time we've seen Boba Fett in years. It was reintroduced to us, so this is something that people are going to be connected to, and it's going to be difficult to, despite the multiple versions that we're probably going to see, to say, you know what, I'm going to pass on this.
Mm-hmm.
That's my just 2 cents on that.
196 in here, the market show live. Thank you all so much for watching. Lael, I'm going to go to you next. You heard some great points both from Will and Dante. I chimed in on that. What are your thoughts? Because both of these guys put up some really good points here. And I feel like this is really deep analyzation, because I guess there are a couple of ways that this could go. But how deep, your thoughts on it, and how deep does the moment actually calculate into this?
Well, that's what I'm going to. I'm going to season 2, Mandalorian, when we basically saw Boba Fett for the first time in action, the way we wanted to see him. You know what I mean? We saw this character in action. We saw a redemption story in action, what we didn't actually see before. And, he became like a running joke with the, with the original series, like a running joke of a character, because we didn't get what we wanted. And then when we got this, season 2, you know, we got him in rare form, something that we wanted to see, and it was a redemption story. And then they dropped the 2-pack, and it was glorious, and the hype was surrounding it. Now we go into another moment. They waited strategically to release this figure after episode 2. Okay. So they're doing this after episode 2 because they knew that story was well fleshed out, which people were cramming. And from what I'm seeing, that episode 2 got a lot of good responses. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Decent responses. So I believe that, to me, you know, says a lot about the figure itself. I know that there's a possibility that down the road they could release, you know, the you know, Nomad Mando if they want to, as a single option. But I'm just taking it, they haven't done it yet. Like they didn't do it off the original release. They gave us the 2-pack, and then they just gave us the single version Boba. So they're looking at, number one, let's release this now while this series is going, and you know, it's capturing the moments that people were waiting. We still have other figures from this line to release, and ones that they haven't even shown yet. That's what I'm saying. So I think that they're doing this right now to get that out of the way. To get it out of the way, they know people were actually wanting this figure. Like, it was just, that was the intention. They did it. They fulfilled that. But they also, in the same episode, gave us another figure. They gave us a couple more figures. We got a chance to see that Tusken Warrior in rare form, and she went beast mode. Yes, we know now it was a female.
Yeah.
And she went beast mode in that episode. She's been the talk. We also basically got a throwback character. You know, if you're familiar with the lore, if you're familiar with the comics, if you're familiar with Dr. Aphra, what did we get? We got the Gladiator. You know what I mean? So we've gotten that particular figure. There's so, and that's, and remind you, we're only hitting episode 2. We haven't seen episode 3. We haven't seen everything else. The reason why I think this is, now again, and I agree, it's a Grail if you want it. If you like it, it's a Grail to you. And if that's what's considered a Grail. If you don't want it, then it may not be a Grail for you. But as you stated, these 2-packs have gone up, like literally have gone up in price, and they have become Grail pieces because they're hard to get and you can't find them. You can find them, but if you want to pay like $1,000 or more, then that's on you. I'm not willing to do that. I want to get it now before it actually ends up that way. But this is why I feel as though we're getting, you got you know, the armored version, the weathered armored version, and you got the Nomad version in a 2-pack. Now, mind you, we're not even talking about the base. We're not talking about the accessories. And we're not talking about everything that comes with this particular 2-pack. I guarantee you, if they decided to release it as a standalone version, you're not going to get that many accessories. You're not. Not out of just a single version of that Nomad version. This is the opportunity to get something like this. Now, again, I'm not one ever to always speak on, and I don't like really talking about, you know, or telling people what to do and get figures, and because I don't promote FOMO. I don't do that. I'm just telling you what's obvious when it comes to this figure. It is a well sought out. If we're seeing it already on Toys Wonderland, it's sold out.
And we've been talking about it for a long time, right? Like all year last year.
Exactly. And we've been talking about this for a while. I believe this is, to be honest, this is going to be the Grail piece. I don't think that the Mandalorian on the throne will be. I don't, because that's not getting enough push. But I think this will become the Grail piece. But again, it's all from a certain point of view. And it's not to dispel anybody's certain point of view. It's just to say that I feel as though it will, because again, that Bespin Luke that we got, that 2-pack we got, that's a Grail piece. Literally. People love that thing. And it's hard to come by right now, unless you want to pay over $1,000 or whatever. That Han and Chewie, definitely a Grail piece. Like, I was surprised I was able to get it when I did at a decent price. You know what I mean? 2-packs, literally. And I'm gonna tell you another thing. When that Nightmare Batman and Black Suit Superman drops, that's gonna be a Grail piece.
Yes.
Literally.
Yes. Yep.
Because you're only, and the thing is because that's the only chance for a lot of people to get a Nightmare Batman again, because they're not going to release that figure again after that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, these 2-packs is totally different. I would probably say that if it was just, say if it was just armored version of Mando with a head sculpt, then that's that. No, it wouldn't be a Grail piece to me. You know, if it was just an armored, weathered version, then it wouldn't be I wouldn't consider that. But this is a 2-pack with the accessories, the amount of accessories that you get with it, and on top of that, just keep in mind is the only way that you're going to get that cracked 501st Trooper helmet.
That's another good point too. You bring up a bunch of amazing points in here, and I just want to address the super chat. I'll answer this because we're in a really, I think, very cool and deep analytical stage with this. So I want to keep it going. So, Jonava, and I see all the super chats. I'm getting to them. I'm going to answer this for you. Should I worry if I purchase the second batch? I don't know if you should like worry, but
No.
there's no guarantee. You know, when you order it from Sideshow, you're ordering what they have and it's going to go out. You're ordering it from overseas. You know, I don't know. There's no guarantee there'll be a third, fourth, fifth batch. You just don't know. But so that's my best advice to you. And just like I was telling people that ordered on Sideshow, I waited. You know, you can wait till the final production photos come out, which I do a lot of times. I didn't wait on this, but there is a slight possibility this can go right to waitlist from just having the tag pre-order. It's possible. I'm not saying it's going to. It's more likely that it'll last up in there for 2 or 3 months and then be gone and go the way like we're talking of the Hot and Chewy or up in that rate. But there is a slight formula. So that's the thing. What we're talking about here is don't play around with this one because, you know, that's all I'll say. But thank you for that. Let's go to I'm a Voodoo Child with a $5 bomb. I just got my DX07 today, and it's dope. Some spotchka for you, baby. I look at that every week. This Boba Fett 2-pack is purple haze all through my brain. I ordered 2 sets. Why is Boba 2-pack not a DX instead of a TMS 034? So I'm going to continue on this conversation, but let me go to Dante with this. Dante, try and answer this. Why isn't this a DX? What's missing?
And this is one of the paradox, right? Pennywise shouldn't be a DX as well, and it's not. It comes with a lot of accessories, and I mean the figure itself is really good. You know, it's I don't know. It's just some of those. Maybe they didn't want to put a DX because they already knew this going to be pricey anyways. Han and Chewie wasn't a DX either. Tarkin and Vader weren't DX. None of those 2-packs were a DX except Bespin look, right? But it came with an amazing diorama base, and I mean, they could have done that, but I think they just decided not to put the DX packaging in it because it is more premium type of thing. You know, they add more stuff to it. I think you know, I'm happy with this. I mean, even if it's not considered DX, it's still a 2-pack. It's still great. It still comes with a lot of accessories. The base is really nice. I mean, the head sculpt is, I will say, 96% from the prototype. I mean, it's still high.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, you know, again, based on the pictures, in person probably is going to be 99 because usually that's how it is. So, yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Just remember, if it's a DX, it's also going to translate in the price tag. So I'm okay that this is not a DX. I'm still getting the 2 figures. I'm still getting what I want. So I'm okay with that.
Well, thank you so much for that, Dante. And thank you. I'm a Voodoo Child. Much appreciate the $5 bomb. Before we get to Anthony and his thoughts and brother cousins, I'm actually going to go back to Will for this. I need someone to answer this. Mr. Pennywise himself in the Meat Clan. Any thoughts? Thank you for the $9.99 bomb.
Yeah. All I can say, Ari, is that Carlos is one of the guys, he games with us. So he bought 4 Pennywise Aries. So like Dante and I only bought 2.
Fabio.
Yeah. Did Fabio buy 4?
I was saying
no, 3 actually.
3. Okay.
Carlos
Carlos is kind of the Pennywise king at this point.
That's
Dante,
what, yeah.
I think we have to give up our throne because
man.
he bought 4. But so basically what he's referring to is when we play Call of Duty, our game tag is just meat. So like that's what he's talking about, Meat Clan. So yeah. But yeah, Carlos he also airs, I don't know if you follow sports very closely, but Carlos thinks every first overall NFL draft pick since 1983 is a bust, except for like 3 players. So like he has very high standards. Let's just say that.
Well,
and he's Peruvian too.
Yeah, that's true.
And Peruvian, so
Yep. So
we got 190 in here. We hit over 200, baby. I will tell you, that's a record for Six Scale Cantina. So please smash that like button while you're in here. Let's go to Anthony. And Anthony, I'm going to pull the super chat up from Carlos. Let you answer this along with the conversations. Will brought up great points. So did Dante. So did Lael. Your thoughts on that? I think you already think that the 2-pack is going to be a Grail. But Will brought up some interesting points. What could make it not a Grail? And then based on that, will the Black Suit Superman and Nightmare Batman 2-pack be a Grail? As Lael was talking to, what say you on all that?
Well, leave it to Will to come in and put the spin. No,
time out, boys.
I know. No. Will's speaking real talk. I mean, we all are. It's just there's hype involved in it. It's not like we're trying to say, yo, you have to go get this right now. It's like, because none of us are really into all that FOMO stuff, but it's just, I feel like this is a Grail, regardless of will they make it again? Yeah, they might. But we know how Hot Toys will do. If they do it again, it's going to be slightly different. It's not going to be a 2-pack. It won't have the same accessories. It's going to be at least a couple years from now. In my opinion, I don't think they're going to immediately do it again. Like Lael's saying, we're only episode 2 right now. This was technically a Mandalorian release, but they switched it once they learned what was happening, and they timed the release, accordingly with the show. So, I mean, we're going to have other figures coming from the show, and we're probably going to get maybe at least one more Boba Fett from the show. So I don't think we're going to see this again for a while. And if we do, again, it's not going to be the 2-pack. So for me personally, I just want this 2-pack. If it comes out again later, that's great for people with maybe a second opportunity to pick that thing up, as a single, individual figure. But again, yeah, it's a Grail no matter what, though. See, that's the point. Like, it's not a hype thing. It's gonna be a Grail, period. We lose sight of those things right now because we're living in the now. Like when Han and Chewie came out, it sat around. Now new collectors come in and they go look, and they're like, "Oh my god!"
I will point out. Let you keep going. That the Han and Chewbacca from The Force Awakens is becoming a Grail, because that is very close now to hitting over the $700 tier range. And I've talked about this on a couple of insider videos on my channel. But that's another thing too. We can't dismiss, Anthony, even the sequels, Han and Chewbacca, because that's still Harrison Ford.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, again, I know someone in chat mentioned they said the only reason the Han is a Grail is because it's the only one, but I mean, not necessarily. It's just that New Hope 2-pack. I mean, we do have Stormtrooper Disguise Han, which in my opinion has the better head sculpt, personally. And then, as you brought up, we do have the Force Awakens version, which is, he's an older version, but still, there's a few. It's going to be a Grail, period. And again, based off what Carlos super chat and off of what Lael's saying, I was already thinking what Lael was saying before he even said it. Like, I was on the same page where I was like, that Superman Batman is a Grail. It's not even out and it's already a Grail. Because Nightmare Batman was freaking $700 for the longest time. Okay? Now it's out again as a 2-pack, and I don't think they're going to put out a Black Suit Superman individually as well, because they're done. Justice League is done. Whatever the hell Warner's Brothers is doing with DC now with Flash and all, that's done. Snyder's done. If it comes back, it's gonna be a long time. So yeah, absolutely, that's a Grail. It's not even just the victim of circumstance. It's already a Grail. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's my thoughts on it. I think no matter what, you got to vote with your wallet, and you got to be careful with what you're doing. So if you want it, pre-order it. That's my suggestion, because it will go out. It may come later, but do you want to wait for that to happen? Because that's a gamble, and Hot Toys itself is a gamble, bro. We never know, But don't break yourself, to get it. But I don't see anything wrong with just putting down your initial deposit right now through Sideshow and chilling for the next 3, 4, 6 months. That's fine. You're gonna, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But I wouldn't wait 6 months to pull a trigger, you know. And I normally don't pre-order, but in this situation, I would.
Yep. No, it's good thoughts. Let's go to Brother Cousins. Before we do, 201 in here. Welcome to the Market Show Live. Brother Cousins, let's go to you. Your thoughts on this before we give Will the final word. Very, very interesting subject. Is this a Grail? Is it not a Grail? You know, let me pull this up on the screen though. Nickel Wise will hit $1,000 next week. Confirmed. Go, brother.
Lael created that monster.
Nickel Wise. Sorry. I love that. Yeah, I mean, this 2-pack is a Grail, and along with the BBS, Superman and Dark Knight Dark Knight Batman. Yeah, those. I know I'm getting that 2-pack myself. And for a lot of people, that's going to start like their DC lost my train of thought. Justice League. That's going to start like a lot of people's Justice League collections, like it is mine. And I mean, I'm kind of going backwards with the Justice League, and that's, you know, you never want to do that. But I'm getting that 2-pack just to start that collection. So that 2-pack is going to fly. I mean, anytime when you think about it, Hot Toys doesn't do that many 2-packs. When you think about it, they really don't. They have, but they haven't as well. So, and a lot of them are special. So, I mean, that one is going to be one that is definitely going to be a great one. And this 2-pack, I mean, we've been talking about it for about an hour now. This 2-pack is, I mean, it's a must have. And I would agree. I agree exactly with Anthony. This is nothing that you want to sit back and wait on and just wait 6 months, or I'll get it when I can. Get it now, because it is going to shoot up in price at least to the $800 amount. So I would say definitely get it. Like I said before, don't walk, run, grab it. You don't have to buy the whole thing right now. Just put down an NRD. Just get it from somewhere as soon as you can.
Yep. No, good thoughts. And we're gonna talk about that, Ashley Chase. Thank you for the $7.99. What do you guys think about Hot Toys giving us that Wookiee? Is it possible that they're 100% going to release that figure as a Hot Toy? And I say yes. Will, I'm going to give you the final word. Here's, you know, you've heard the different things here. Let's go to you to wrap this part up. Is it going to be a Grail? Is it not going to be a Grail? Is it going to reach the 1,000 range? Is it just going to be $100, $200 over? My whole thing with this, and I understand sometimes the word Grail could be misconstrued, because I always thought that a Grail, and I talked about this at a show last year, like April or May, was something so rare you could never get it. So I think that there's going to be people that will, you can have this available. It's just going to be so high. Like you could get Tarkin's a Grail.
Yeah.
It's just that if you want it, you're paying $600 or $700 for to figure it out. So it is a Grail.
Yeah.
So I understand. I almost feel like we could get into semantics with the term Grail. But that being said, my biggest thing with this, you did bring up the dark side Anakin as a point.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, that's so close to the regular Anakin. And I really feel like the same thing with this Boba Fett. I feel like it's the moment for a lot of Star Wars fans that they may not get again. They may get him in a robe, perhaps, but they may not get this moment, this 2-pack screams moment. But final word, go.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I definitely do agree on the moment thing, and I think Lael and I have talked about this. Like, that's why I'm definitely getting this 2-pack, and I do think for those out there who really want this, you should buy this because it's great. It came out really great. It represents that amazing moment, one of the best scenes in Star Wars history, in my opinion. I think it might even be second best or third best. Like, I still go to the Rogue One Vader scene. That's still my favorite. But, you know, this is up there. This is one of them, right? So this is one of the best moments in Mando and then Star Wars, period. So, yeah, I do think if you want it, you should get it. You guys brought up a really good point and had me thinking about this. Like 2-packs. 2-packs seem to perform pretty well. And then I started looking into it and I was like, yeah, like some of them really do. And then some really don't, because like there's almost like equal number of 2-packs that don't do well as there are that do well, like Finn and the Stormtroopers, the First Order Stormtroopers, BB-8, BB-9E. yeah, like the Gonk Droid and Jawa, and then Leia and Wicket. Leia and Wicket's doing pretty well. It's not a Grail though, but not yet anyway. But then there's also Tarkin and Vader. Like so it's so hard to predict. Like there any number of 2-packs. Like even Mando and Blurg. Like that'll probably be okay. But I don't know if it'll reach Grail status. Who knows? But yeah, it's just a tough one. But Nightmare Batman and Superman, you guys make a really good one. I think that will, because it's so unique for one, and also like you guys said, I just don't see any time in the future where they're going to make that again, or those characters will show up again, especially in those suits. But for me, when it comes down to Boba, I would say yes. I think it's a Grail in terms of one of the best figures in your collection. I do think it'll be that. And I know Lael and I've talked about this too. That's really what we care about the most. So,
yeah.
I mean, for me, I can't wait to get this 2-pack, because that moment, that's what I want to recreate, because that scene is just so, monumental and amazing to me. But as far as like the Grail monetary value of it, I just still maintain that I think it'll go up. I think it'll go above retail. And if you do want it, I would hop on it now. If you're kind of like, I'll get the Throne Boba and be okay, I wouldn't panic. And I think you guys all agree with that. I wouldn't panic or anything and hop on and hop onto this one because you think it might be a Grail later. I think that can get into dangerous territory.
Yeah. So you have options.
Yeah,
have
right.
options.
There's going to be multiple Bobas.
This.
Yeah.
And here, and like
tons of Bobas.
Yeah, so many.
Somebody definitely hinted on it last. I think we talked about this on the show the other night before we had to end it. That with Boba's journey now, by the end of this season, we definitely could get a brand new suit that we have never seen before. So that's a lot. That's more to think about. You know what I mean? Like, and the focus will basically drift to that, because we've seen this iteration of Boba for the longest time. You know, whether it's the weathered version, the clean version, we've seen this iteration of Boba. But again, by the end of the season, we might see something totally new, and I strongly believe we will.
Yeah.
So
well, they want to sell toys, Lael, and I think you have to ask yourself, to always have to ask yourselves, how many Bobas do you really want? Because if you already have one of the OG Bobas, Empire, Return of the Jedi, whatever, and then now you're gonna have this 2-pack, then you might get the Throne version. Like how many is too many? And that's the question you have to think about, whether it's going to be a Grail or not. You know.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
True.
Good stuff, guys. Let's go to Brother Cousins here with this. Brother Cousins, 2 things. Ashley Chase puts in, what do you think about Hot Toys giving us the Wookiee? Did you actually see episode 2 yet?
Absolutely.
So go ahead, Nance. I answered that for Ashley, but what do you think?
Yeah, I definitely think we're going to get that guy. Oh my God. As soon as I saw him, I was like, yes. And I didn't, Anthony, he put me on game. He was like, yeah, this guy's been in the comics. This is somebody, this is a really important character. And I was like, yeah. As soon as he stepped on screen, I was like, Hot Toys. We're getting this guy. So absolutely, yes. I definitely see that coming. I mean, why not? I mean, I know they're slow on a lot of stuff, but when it comes to Star Wars, come on, they don't play. So yeah, we're definitely gonna get that guy. Especially we already have Chewbacca. We already had 2 versions of Chewbacca, so they already have the base for it. So
yeah, I agree. And Anthony, let me go to you with this, because this ties right into what we're talking about. You know, we're talking about items that perhaps will sell out very quickly, maybe actually go on a wait list before they ever get in stock, like this figure here. And I've been talking about this for a couple of months, and I talked about it all last year and warned people, even when it dipped in the market, it was going to be before law, where this one is going to be possibly a Grail. And we're talking about Grail, so this ties right into it. You could look right here at ongoing auction, and it's 2 days left. It's already at $425, and it's not even including the $45 in shipping. This figure now, on all the listings, it's very hard to get. So what is your opinion on that, with some of the secondary market news? And this could be some of what we're going to see eventually with that 2-pack.
Well, I mean, are you referring to what my opinion is on this specific with the heavy infantry?
You surprised on this, that this is going up where it is right now so quickly?
No, in fact, it was weird when it happened, because I remember last year, and this was one of the only figures I bought 2 of. As a matter of fact, I still have an extra here. that I'm going to be doing as a giveaway later. But that's, you know, onto this though. I think this is a comfortable spot for this figure because he is pretty awesome. He did sell out. Like I said, he sold out before, you know, pre-order, right? He went to waitlist. So, which is a pretty rare situation. 400, 450. That's where I was predicting he was going to fall anyway last year. And it sounds about right. I mean, he's not, if you want to go back further dates, I mean, obviously he's not original trilogy, but all the original trilogies are sitting around five plus, you know? So this one being right. So yeah, look, there's always a risk if you don't pick up a figure. Again, it's not about, you know, a FOMO situation. Well, this one was weird, right? Because like I said, he sold out before pre-order. It's extremely rare that happens, but it's not a bad idea to pre-order something if you want it, because you know, once you get it pre-ordered, you're guaranteed you know, at least through Sideshow, you have it. You're allotted, you know, your whatever your purchase is at that time. So it's just a rough game with Hot Toys, bro. I hate saying it that way because sometimes you're like, do I want to get this figure? That's the whole thing about Hot Toys. You have to make a decision within X amount of time, and that time varies. You have to make a decision.
Yeah, and some people didn't make the decision with this. And here's another one. I'm going to go to Dante with this because I'll bring this up because I'm not going to pull up all the data. It ties right into it. And I see the other super chats from McLean's, Man Cave, and Big Dog Pound. We're going to get to all of those. So I haven't forgotten. They're right there. We're just covering a lot of different things. We're going to get back into getting some stuff with the Book of Boba Fett that ties in with this as well. But Dante, I'll pull this up. And here's another one that, you know, we were saying was not going to last very, very long. And I'll pull this up on the screen with what this sold for. And I can pull up a ton of it, but it did make it in stock, but it only made it in stock for 3 weeks. And you can look at this array right here. We're just talking about the heavy infantry Mandalorian, which didn't make it in stock. This just sold for $389.99 and is continually now selling right around the $400 tier rate. This figure just came out. So is this a sign to the future for the 2-pack version of this Boba Fett? Could it go this way? And can it go that quick?
Oh, yeah. And my freaking camera again. Yeah. As soon as I speak, like, really? No, yeah, absolutely. Once this is, as I said before, when this figure is sold out, you're going to see the prices going so quick. Okay, perfect example. Look what happened with Venom, right? Sold out, waitlisted. The next thing you knew, it was selling for $700. Then Sideshow Hot Toys decided to do a version 2.0 for the second movie, and with the head scope, and then the prices kind of went down. But again, it's one figure, right? This is a 2-pack. Again, that's gonna sound like a broken record. It's a 2-pack. So once that is gone, unless they do another 2-pack, but still, again, nostalgia is definitely gonna go quick. Like, I probably will say that right off the bat, as soon as it's gone, it's gonna be in the $800 range right off the bat, easily.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be very interesting, and we're gonna move to some. We're gonna keep talking about that. Move to some Book of Boba Fett stuff. Let's get to some super chat here from McLean's Man Cave with a $5 drop. Thank you so much, my friend. Can I get a pint of spotchka? Yes, you can. For delivery, we'll just serve it right up to you, baby. Come on. To McLean's Man Cave, and I say yes. Love the content, guys. I'm a new YouTuber, huge Star Wars fan. Collection video coming soon. Awesome. Well, I look forward, McLean's Man Cave, to checking you out. And everybody in the chat, go ahead and please, you know, check them out as well. We're all content creators here, so welcome to the community in that capacity, and thank you so much for the drop. Let's go to Big Dog Pound here with the $4.99 bomb. Thank you so much. I agree. Superman and Batman 2-pack is a must. I day one pre-ordered it when it was announced and got Cyborg too. Yeah, I mean, absolutely, baby. Thank you so much for that, Big Dog Pound. I mean, some of these, it's not like, oh, I got to get every figure. There's too many of them. You know, I don't think anyone here You know, and I'll go with you, brother Cousins, on this. People are like, oh, did you pre-order Bo-Katan? No. Are you getting Bo-Katan? Yes. Why didn't you pre-order? Because I don't feel like there's any threat with Bo-Katan. What about this one? What about that one? What about this one? No. Yeah, but I'm going to get them all. Yes, but with this one, I just felt a little bit like, I may be a little off. Maybe Dante's a little wrong, but I think we're both on the same page. We're both saying the same thing. It's possible. Dante was saying it's possible. I'm saying it's possible. So, I mean, I think, you know, with that Superman and Batman, I don't think you can play around with that one either, baby.
I totally agree. I don't think it's anything to play around with. I think you need to jump on these things. Like I said, these 2-packs, they don't do that many. And the ones they do, they're real strategic on how they do 2-packs. So if you're looking to get it, I would get it. I would pre-order it and pre-order it right away. Get it, because if you don't, you just don't want to. Just trust me, it's hard. You don't want to buy figures backwards. I just bought a personal Grail backwards, and yeah, you don't want to be spending. You don't want to be spending $800 to $1,000 when you can spend, you know, $400 to $500. Simple math.
I'm gonna agree. I gotta agree with him on that, man. I always try to say don't collect backward, man. Unless it's something you really want and you're totally cool with burning that money, man. Like, it's rough. I mean, like today, you know, I just did a review, you know, on my channel with Mario on K2SO, and we were talking about he was $230.
Yeah,
when he came out. Wow. You know, he's like 600, 700, 800. I mean, it's ridiculous. So it's hard coming in new when you want something old. Will they come out with it again? You know, it's Hot Toys. It's like I said, it's a gamble every time, man.
And this is not a 2-pack. I got the 1966 Batman and Robin, and they were probably about, I think they were like $220, $230 a piece when they came out. I spent like $1,000 on that set. So that just lets you know you don't want to buy backwards. So if you see something that you want and it's available, get it now. Get it now while you.
Yeah, get it now. You're exactly right. 187 in here. I'm going to go to Lael with this one. Lael, we've got some giant Han Solo. We got some giant Mace Windu. We got some giant Grogu rumors. Look, I mean, these rumors are heavy. So, look, I got it right here. I got some wizard juice, Lael. I got to serve it up to people. Tell me what table you're at, even though it's the market chart show. We got to serve Grogu. Here he is. If I could get him to show. There he goes. All right, so listen, Lael, let's go right to you. Tie right into this Boba Fett 2-pack release and some of the things that have already happened in episode 1. We had a flashback, and then in chapter 2, episode 2, we had a flashback. Come on. And the big giant rumor right now that's going on is it possible that we're going to see Sam Jackson in the book of Boba Fett before it ends in some capacity? I really feel like these rumors, Disney's allowing these rumors because it's going to happen. But what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, the Han Solo one, I would probably... The Han Solo and Grogu rumors... It could be believable. The Windu, I'm just not quite there yet. As much as I want to believe it, I just don't think that would actually happen, because if you do it and it makes absolutely some really good sense as to why you're doing it, because the thing is, it's for something like that to try to flesh it out in the remaining of 5 episodes, it's gonna be kind of tough, because we already know how Boba feels about, you know, Mace Windu. We don't know that if his journey right now with the Tuskens may have kind of restructured his way of thinking, because now he has a place where he can say he belongs. But I don't know that this is going to be the obvious. I think that if anything, we're going to see Mace in like you know, single songwriter said, Kenobi. Kenobi would be more of a reason to basically bring that character back in. And if you decide after even Kenobi that you want to down the line, to say that okay, cool, Windu survived, and then bring him back in on maybe like a season 2 of the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, that could be a scenario.
That could be a scenario, right then and there. But to bring him back in this season, I don't know. It just doesn't. But the Han Solo thing, I could possibly believe that. But then again, it's like, okay, why right now? You know what I mean? Like, especially with everything that's happening, like, would Han go back to Tatooine? Because he has no debt to pay anymore. Jabba's dead. You know what I mean? There's no debt that he owes that he has to go back and pay, unless
unless 5 years later he started
Yeah.
like he actually, because he did have in Force Awakens, right, Lael, the
Yeah.
Conjure Club, this or whatever they called it there.
Yeah,
So maybe he
yeah.
started getting back into it with Chewbacca.
Yeah, possibly. But I mean, but at the same time, they said that now the Book of Boba Fett takes place what? 5 to 10 years?
yeah.
5 years after
Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi. Now, are we saying that around that particular time, both Han and Leia, of course, had been, and that they actually had that division at that particular time? I don't think so, because it was the actions of Ben that caused that division, caused him to go back to do what he's used to doing. You know what I mean? So, are we seeing that within these 5 years? I don't think so. So there has to be a reason, a logical, and I think that if we do see Han, it's just going to be quick, in and out. You know what I mean? It's not going to be something that's going to be like, it's just going to be like maybe a slight cameo. So I don't know.
That's what I feel too.
Yeah.
And because the rumor is, Lael, is that they signed Harrison Ford. It's a rumor.
Yeah.
Just like for voiceovers, and he was like, yeah, absolutely, and they'll de-age him.
Now with the Grogu thing, it might be an unpopular opinion. I hope not.
Same.
I agree.
I literally hope
I
not.
agree.
Because
I don't think he's going to be in the book. Well, he
no,
might. I think he's
hope
going to
not.
Too much.
It's
I
not
hope
his story.
Because
It's
you're
not
not
his story.
exactly. And why are we leaning on that character? It's like I don't. It's like, okay, yes, we have the everything that's out right now, the merchandise and all that. Okay, that's cool, but why? Why would we need him back in the Book of Boba? I hope not.
And I think the
hope they don't
rumor.
do it.
Yeah, I think the rumor with him that I was going to bring up with him is more about the Mandalorian season 3, which is really strong. I mean, he may show up in here, but yeah, I kind of lumped that all in together. But no, I kind of agree with you on that, and I think that Han Solo would be very fast, very, very fast. I think you're right on that, and I think that Mace doesn't necessarily, you're right, have to come back. I mean, the big rumor going on with Mace and Sam Jackson is that there's a secret additional Jedi temple that he is actually the head of. And then this is going to come into play, not on Tatooine, but on a different planet, and that they're setting it up for the Ahsoka series as Luke and Grogu, because what happens is a lot about Grogu in the future. The rumor is that Grogu has in his mind so much intel from Order 66 and so much of this information, and that Luke and Ahsoka, they're drawing from it, and that it leads them to Mace and all that. It's going to be very interesting if they go there. I think that could be epic. But it's a good point, Lael. He doesn't have to show up in the Book of Boba Fett. He can show up after. But let me go to Dante on this, because we were talking about it for a while. Rumors that Mace Windu is coming back and in the Book of Boba Fett. Do you see it?
I can see more Han Solo coming. And I was thinking, I was listening to you guys, and I have a feeling that it's gonna be something similar to what we saw with Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian. I think they need to kind of like do that so they can do fan service, and they can make something like, maybe, I don't know, maybe Boba Fett is fighting somebody, and then he comes with the Millennium Falcon with Chewie trying to save somebody. I don't know, but they need to do something like that. I can see more happening with Han and Chewie than Windu. I can see Mace Windu more in the Mandalorian, for some reason. But if he's gonna be here, by all means, man, that will be perfect. I just want to know how he survived the fall, what happened to him. Maybe they're gonna do story, maybe they're gonna do a show about him. I don't know, but it will be sick to see that. But yeah, I can see more Han Solo and Chewie coming than Mace Windu, just because. Yeah, he killed Jango Fett, Windu, right? So it may be possible, but Han and Boba Fett have a story, so
They
I'm probably
do.
gonna. So it might be possible to see them coming in the show. Probably the season finale has to be.
Brother Cousins, let me go to you with this. Is it possible that we're not only going to get Han Solo, but that they're also going to give us Sam Jackson in this? Now, here's the thing that makes me think this would be the perfect time to introduce him personally. And it's probably that whole Jango Fett showing that scene, and then they're showing it again. And I think where they're going with this is that, I'm whole. I went through this time with the Tusken Raiders. They've healed my soul. They've fixed my spirit. I'm in tune with the land. He's all good. Jabba ruled with fear. I rule with respect. All of a sudden, I think you may be able to throw that all out the window. The window with Windu. Boy, I'm on a roll here. If he sees him, and then, I think we're all thinking, Boba Fett's going to be on the throne. Boba Fett's a king now. Boba Fett's not really, he said, well, I'm still a warrior, but he's going to sit on there and he's going to eat Doritos and a bunch of Pepsi. And or is he going to go out on Slave One and hunt this guy down, baby, and get revenge? That's where I see it could happen. Because Favreau and Filoni, look, they're smart dudes. They know when they tease him looking at his father, the helmet, that people are going to think, are you bringing back Sam Jackson?
That's right.
What do you think?
And that's what it is. They've been dangling the carrot the whole time with that. And with Filoni and with Favreau, one thing I love about them, they do fan service right, and they never leave us hanging. I don't think they didn't leave us hanging with the whole Luke thing, and I don't see them leaving us hanging with this as well. And I mean, just look at it. The story is called the name of the show is The Book of Boba Fett, in which every chapter we're seeing a story within those flashbacks. We're seeing, how he got out the Sarlacc pit, him meeting the Tusken Raiders, and becoming one. Him getting this pretty much him finding this inner peace, and then he's going in the Bacta tank, and he's not only recovering from his injuries, but also mentally all the stuff that he had been through. So once he finally, falls into that role of king and falls into the role of peace, life throws you that curveball. And that curveball is going to be at the end of the season, and it's going to be Mace Windu. I just see us going down that path. I know we're only 2 episodes in, but I really see that happening. It's all about storytelling, and I can see that. Like I said, maybe that won't be, I don't think that's going to be the main story or the main focus of this season, but it's going to be more of a coda scene, just like a final scene, that little final at the end, and it's just going to blow all of us away.
They probably thought out so many scenarios, like the ones that Lael was saying, like the ones that you were saying. Will, let me go to you. Your impressions on, and let's stick with Harrison Ford and Sam Jackson. We're going to get back to Grogu in a minute, but what do you think about those possibilities in this from Favreau and Filoni?
Yeah, it's a really good question. The Grogu thing, I don't know. I'm kind of with the panel on that one. I think it's probably just merchandising. They realize every figure has to come with a Grogu now, so they might as well put him in every show, right? But as far as it's
I
funny.
think even Pennywise came with one.
Bro, he should have. You could put him in the sewer or something. That'd been sick. But it's funny. The more you guys talk, the more you were kind of convincing me that Mace Windu makes more sense, because they did plant that seed in the first episode of him looking at Jango's helmet and sort of the trauma of that, and how that kind of shaped him in his childhood and his eventual growth into who he becomes. Right. So that definitely would make sense. My only hesitation with that, I don't think Star Wars would care about this, but I like Star Wars has this thing, Marvel does it too, obviously, but like this thing of bringing back dead characters, like it works, but when you keep pulling the same card over and over again, it starts to become a little worrisome to me, because at that point, death becomes inconsequential. Because the depth of what like a death means to a character is really important. So if you start tugging that away every time, it kind of like undermines what happened. It undermines the value of a death to the story. So that's kind of my dilemma with it. Like I do want to see Mace again, but
Very
I'm also
valid.
I'm conflicted, because like Darth Maul, and then we have Palpatine, and then we have we could have Mace come back, and Boba's coming back now. So like all these characters who are presumed dead, so to speak, are like coming back from death. And it starts to get out of hand after a while. Like it starts to get like, does anyone really die ever? Because like it cheapens the death, right? So that's kind of my only, like that's why I'm conflicted, because I love Mace as a character and I do want to see him again, but I'm also like he died. Like I mean,
it's a good point, because there's no way that Will the Emperor, that's the hardest one for me, because he was literally swallowed up in that. I don't know how many degrees was that blue stuff that he fell into. It must have been like 4,000, 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
Right. And I'm always the resident Rise of Skywalker fan. I love Rise of Skywalker. I got past that. But even I'm like, it's a stretch, right? It's a stretch. But I also recognize it was because they obviously killed Snoke when JJ was not planning to do that. And then he was like, well, shit, now what do I do? So he's like, let's bring up Palpatine. So, it is what it is. Not exactly ideal. But as far as like who I think is more likely to show up, I think Harrison makes more, I don't know, he makes more sense, not necessarily story-wise, but to be in that environment, right? Like to be in that, unless Boba goes searching for Mace, that's something different. If he goes searching for Mace and finds him somehow, that's different. But I wouldn't expect Mace to just show up otherwise. But Han could easily show back up. Like you guys mentioned, like him being around that time, he could have easily gone dip to toe back into the crime world. Like he could have easily done that during that time. So
yeah, and I agree with Lael. I almost, because I kept thinking about it this week.
Yeah.
And Lael, you brought up a good point that I don't think he really broke away from Leia. I guess maybe Ben was 4 years old. I guess they could swing it and make it believable that he's back, in that smuggling business. Maybe he was starting it a little bit, so I could see it. But that's a good point. I almost feel like it would take 10 years, or maybe when Ben was a young teenager before he got into it, or maybe I don't know. It all depends. Maybe when Luke took Kylo, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
See, the thing is, my biggest point is like we have so many other characters that could fulfill this season. I mean, that need to be fleshed. We haven't seen any other bounty hunters. There's many other bounty hunters that can come in and fulfill that nostalgia, that we don't need to rely on these other. If anything, if you wanted the best, I think, and just in my opinion, the best opportunity to bring Mace back would be in Obi-Wan. Maybe Obi-Wan can have an off-world journey to whereas he finds Mace hidden, and what his intentions are to gather the fallen Jedi, or the last of the remnants of the Jedi, to create a different temple, another temple, or just to kind of extend the legacy of the Jedi. And then basically maybe we bring Mace back in the final season of The Mandalorian, when they actually the attack on Mandalore, where he maybe gets himself involved, Boba gets involved, and then we have them both meet on Mandalore, and it's a deciding factor of whether or not Boba is willing to move on, or if he wants to settle it right then and there. So it's basically that stand-up. That would be crazy to see that, and it's fleshed out more, and it would make more sense. I just think shoehorning, just to shoehorn him into, I say shoehorny, to basically bring him into, it's crazy, right? To bring him into this season, it just, because if you bring him in, then it's just like, okay, you set the expectation, with others, with the viewers, it's like, yo, I want to see more. But what if we don't get more the way we want it? You know what I mean? How long is it going to actually take? And you have to also think, what if this actual season isn't fulfilled? Like, what if they just, it doesn't meet, the standards of what the expectations that Mandalorian did. You know what I mean? Then there's no room for it to breathe any further. So I just think it's the opportunity to build up. Maybe bring, if there's going to be, and hopefully there would be a season 2, if they wanted to think about that, then maybe bring him in then. But I think this is they need, because that's what they did with Luke. And
it's a good point.
They brought them in on the second season. Don't reveal
Put all your eggs in one basket.
In one
real
basket.
Quick.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You still have, all these. You have Bosk. You have Forlorn. You have all these other, and you still have IG-88. Yeah. Like you still have all these other. And come on, man, we already know who's going to show up. And I'm not saying anything, but we already know he's going to show up. So that's what I'm saying. You have all these things that you can play with. Why would you just like lean on that aspect of it? Like just let everything else play out. Let this season stand on its own 2 feet, and then wait for season 2 to start bringing in all these, cameos if you want to, and bring back the dead if you want to. But I agree with Will. Like I think that the deaths of certain characters, it has meaning. There's meaning to it, and when you bring them back, like you eliminate. That's how I felt when they, even to be quite honest, one of my favorite characters of all time. I mean, everybody knows that, pretty much Obi-Wan and Vader. Come on, but as well, but also Maul. When they brought him back, I was like, oh, man. But then I went with it, and I'm like, okay, now they're fleshing out the story. I can completely understand why they've done it, and it makes sense. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I wanted it more. But if you continue to do that, it's just like, then these deaths were meaningless. You know what I mean? Like they just had no.
Yeah, that don't mean anything.
Well, next thing, Jyn Erso will be alive. Like, you know what I mean? Like, where does it end? Like, it'll be like, she'll be like, no, she like Denobi said, she fell into a well and Wolverine was there and then she survived. Like, where does it end? Like, I'm with you, Lael. If you do it once or twice, but like,
wait.
What's
I'd
up?
welcome that. I'd welcome that.
I know you would. I know.
If they brought Jyn Erso back, I'd welcome that.
Yeah, I'm sure. She was a great character, no doubt about it. But like, they're all great characters. That's the problem. Just how many times are we gonna play that card? They didn't die really card. It's like it's just like doing it once or twice is fine, but doing it for every character, it's just like IG-11 will come back next. That wouldn't be shocked. Like, I mean,
he is a droid. I mean,
yeah, he is a droid. So,
in all fairness, I will say, out of all the people, now they did a good job, in my opinion, so far, showing how Boba Fett survived. I thought it was fairly epically decent what they did in showing us in episode 1. But I feel like with Mace, if they do bring him back, and you brought up a great scenario there with Mandalore and everything else to set up a storyline, Lael, they should hire you to write that would be perfect. Mm-hmm. But he falling out that window. To me, it seems like he, out of all the people we're talking about, the easiest to survive, he could have took the other hand, pushed himself from crashing onto the ground, not breaking the bones, not breaking his spines, and crawled away. Mm-hmm. To me, he makes the most sense. Mm-hmm. That you don't really know if he's dead. You just assume he flew out the window, or maybe he passed out, hit his spine, and died. But maybe not. I mean, that's kind of believable to me, guys.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
he didn't die. I mean, he died off screen, and one. I think that's one of the rules they say on like television. If you don't see them die on screen, they still alive. Or it's a possibility for them to come back. We didn't see him fall in his death, and he was just on some rocks and just blood on the. We didn't see that. We don't know what happened. So
but like with Maul, I agree. It looked like he was cut in half, and he fell how far down.
And that looked
like he was dead. He just came back.
He looked like he died. But I agree. If we want to bring, look, I'm all for them bringing. If they want to bring Mace back, which they're basically saying, and it was already confirmed that he didn't necessarily die, and even Samuel is standing by that. I'm all for it. Just bring him back the right way. And just my opinion, I just don't feel like it's the right way to bring him back in the Book of Boba, because then you're taking away from other opportunities, because then the focus is on Mace and not on the development of other characters. You know what I mean? Fair. So just give it a different, bring him back where it's more lucrative and not just here. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion.
Or Lael.
So what about? Sorry, guys. What about I was listening to this, and those are really good points, and I agree with Will. I mean, you don't want to bring everyone who dies, right? Then Moff Tarkin is gonna show up because he didn't die in the explosion, or
Right.
freaking Jabba the Hutt still alive. You know, he didn't die. He was just gonna
Krennic
pass
was
out.
alive. Yeah. I mean,
You know, like
they did. Well, they did it with Fennec too. I mean, so there's another example. So
That's
like,
a good point. Yep.
yeah, they did it
You
with
know?
Fennec too. So I mean,
So-
they do it
so-
with everyone.
you know, although I mean, it will be good to see him. I mean, everyone is excited to see him back. But again, I can see him more coming back either on the Mandalorian or maybe on the Obi-Wan show. Maybe he's gonna be in Tatooine at one point with Obi-Wan, and maybe he fights Darth Vader, and that's where he dies for real. You know, that could be possible too. You know, so
Mhm.
at this point, as I said before, you know, I think we have more chances to see Han Solo coming in a nice epic way, like what Luke did in the Mandalorian, than Mace. And I do agree, you know, like if they die, they died. You know, if he dies, he dies. You know, like don't bring
Yeah.
people like too many people back just for the sake of just bringing them back,
And
unless
I
they have
think-
a good story, right?
And I think Lael's right too. I really like the idea of the fact that yeah, it's good to play on nostalgia, but it's also good to create something new. Like, you know, if we keep rehashing these old characters, like add in a new bounty hunter that's never been seen before that comes into the fold here that can make a difference, right? Like Mando, for example, like he was a totally brand new unknown character and people totally latched on him. It didn't have to be Boba Fett or Django or someone's son or daughter. Mando showed that you can create
Fennec.
a brand new character. Fennec, you can create a brand new character and make them super compelling and people will embrace them. So
Right.
You know,
I
and
think
I
that,
want, you know
like,
what
give
I
us
want?
Bosk, but also give us something new too. You know?
Exactly.
Exactly.
And I want like an OK Corral type of situation, or I want basically a Magnificent Seven type of situation
That would be
on
sick.
Tatooine. Like where it's all out, like just, you know, what if the simple fact that,
would be sick,
you know,
actually.
if you think about, you know, Boba getting overwhelmed by other, you know, but then his crew of bounty hunters show up. If
He's
you
got his
have
own Black
Bosk-
Order,
if
bro.
You have if you have Bosk Forlorn, if you have IG, if you have them show up and they completely wreck shop, to
Yeah.
whereas everybody's running in containers, shutting doors, and it's just nobody left but them. That
Epic.
would be incredible.
Yeah,
and that's what
that
I
just
want to
sounds
actually
great.
see
Yeah.
because they've already set the platform on its show for something like that. I mean, that whole train scene was a heist.
Yeah, it's a whole train
It was
robbery.
a
Yeah,
whole
great.
train
That's
scene,
great.
and we
Yeah.
saw that badass Tusken Raider. And then on top of that, what if the Tusken Raiders come to his defense?
No, they're
What
gonna
if they
come.
actually come
They're
in?
gonna come
and-
aid.
I'm
That's
telling
true.
you,
That's
that's
true.
going to be in. That's what I want to see. I want to see
Yeah.
something new, something fresh like that. I can't.
Well, you know, Lael, and I'm going to give you a lot of credit, kudos to you, because you've convinced me. Because I started to think I'm like, okay, if they brought back Harrison Ford here, it makes sense. That's a great little hey. If according to everything else, like you're saying there too, that would be tremendous fan service. Maybe don't give us Mace now because it's like I feel like with the Obi-Wan series, because you're going to have Hayden Christensen and Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ewan McGregor. You don't even need Mason there. Maybe save him because what are you going to do with Ahsoka? What are you going to do? Maybe save him for the Mandalorian. Ahsoka's like, hey, by the way, now we bring Mason. You didn't put all your eggs in one basket. So I'm
Yeah.
really feeling you with this.
And,
So
you,
don't
and you're
throw it
right. We
all
can
at
bring
us
him
now.
in. You can bring him in Ahsoka. You're right. You're absolutely
Just
right.
wait for the right
You
time.
can definitely do that.
You know, here, let me chime in on that one because the way I'm looking at it, and I agree with Lael on this. They're showing these flashbacks of Django in both episodes so far, and that's not an accident. The show's expensive to make. They're not going to waste time creating this footage just for no reason. But I believe that they are having a slow burn because they are creating their universe building, right? Between shows. That's what they're doing. We know Boba Fett's directly right after Mando. He's in it. Like they're all going to be connected somehow in this timeline, except maybe Acolyte or something. But you know what I mean? So with that, I think they are going to probably bring Mace in, but way later. I think they're just building it up. If he's around, they may tease him at the end just for hype purposes, maybe. But he'd be more suited, I think, in Obi-Wan or especially Ahsoka. So, and with Harrison Ford, yeah, it fits. He would be around that era. So I don't think they're just bringing people back just to bring people back, dude, because that's not really what people want. And that's kind of a cheap way of telling stories. I get why they did Luke, because I feel like he was just done wrong in the sequels personally. So it was really nice to see him like that and further the story to Grogu, who's, as far as I'm concerned, his story's done, dude. You can revisit Grogu years from now. Wait, Mando wrapped that up, in my opinion, dude. Wrapped it up.
Or just bring him back in maybe a Luke story. You know what I mean? Do that.
Right.
You know, his
right.
journey with Luke. You can actually see that. But I'm going to tell you one thing, Hot Toys and Howard Chain, if you're listening. Just because there's intentions on bringing Mace back, I still want the OG Mace.
Yeah, we
Give us
at
that
least
OG
a-
Mace
a-
first.
Come on,
Bananas
baby.
or-
Give us that.
Revengeance
Give us
of
that one
Mace.
first.
Yeah.
Don't give us like a mechanical looking, you know, steampunk looking version of
Steampunk
Mace.
Mace.
No. Give me the old version first, and then you give, because that's what you did with Ahsoka. You gave us the old version, and then you gave us the new version. So do that first.
Well, and he doesn't necessarily fit in the Book of Boba Fett, but I see why they are doing the Jango flash. Again, there's a reason for that, but I think it's a slow burn for something later. I think they've already set this show up perfectly as a Western. Like, there's no doubt about it. You can look at it like an old John Wayne flick where, you know, he's befriending, you know, certain Native Americans, and then they come in and they help late. You know, it's like this whole thing. And they got the train heist robbery, you know, the shoot. It is a Western. I mean, he's running around in pajamas, dude.
It's like
he's just
Godfather and
under-
Western. Yeah, it's like
You
Godfather
know,
Western mix. Yeah.
Dude, it's great. So they need this. They're sticking with that theme.
I'm gonna read this from OG fan, and then I'm gonna play this for Lael, who will love it. Boba Fett is the most feared bounty hunter in the galaxy. Must have all Boba Fetts. I said it from day one. Do not sleep on this 2-pack. Great panel. Thanks. Well, thank you so much for that. I know we got other super chats to go to, and I'm going to put this up on the screen. Any desire for a hot 2-pack? No joke. No, listen, baby. That's no joke. But listen, I've got to play this. I've got to play this for Lael if I could get to it. Here you go, buddy. You're talking about the old one.
In the name of the Galactic Senate of the Republic, you're under arrest, Chancellor.
Are you threatening me, Master Jedi?
The Senate will decide your fate.
I am the Senate.
Not yet.
Ugh.
We need both of them.
That's a bad
We need,
we
pop-
do
we
need
need the
both.
palps. We need
Give us-
palps. And we
Give us the
Then.
2-pack. Give us
yeah,
a 2-pack
2-pack
with
pop
Mace.
palps and Mace.
And yeah. That was crazy.
When was that movie released? Episode 3.
Gosh.
0203.
Yeah, 2000.
Yeah.
2003.
2003. So maybe for next year we're gonna have some special edition.
Yeah, 20-year anniversary.
20-year anniversary. You know,
They might announce it this year. We'll get it in a year and a half.
Probably.
It's been 20 years.
That's crazy, man. It's
Where does
crazy.
the time
I
go?
was 42 when that movie was released.
Yeah, and same with Grievous. We need Grievous too. So,
Dude, it's 20 years, man. I mean,
C-3PO.
All right, I'm going to go to Dante with this one.
Lord of the Rings is having their 20th anniversary. Like,
Oh shit!
man.
Really?
like what?
That makes me really
It's
feel
been
old.
20 years, bro. I can't wait for that
Matrix is
anniversary.
already like almost 25.
Oh my god!
All right, Dante, you need to answer Attack Peter. Any desire for a hot 2-pack? No joke. Listen, so we all know what happened, you know, in the second episode. So listen, I started thinking right away. I was like, oh, baby, come on. But listen, I almost, you've got to have Jabba, right? So that's my only question with this. Does not having Jabba close the door on this, or does it open the door if they do this, that we could get Jabba since they're going to do the molds? But what say you?
I can actually see, and I think I mentioned this before. I can actually see Hot Toys doing a Jabba the Hutt version in the future. You know, and maybe what's next to come in the Book of Boba Fett could be an indication that that might happen. You know, all we need is a flashback with Jabba the Hutt for a figure to be out. Look at what happened with Death Watch. Look at what happened with Heavy Mando. It was a flashback, right? So it is possible.
That's true.
Makes sense. Make it a power pose. There you go.
Well, Brother Cousins, what do you think? Do you agree with Dante?
Yeah, I can definitely see that happen. Like I was saying, make it a power pose. The Sideshow one is very, that one's very nice, honestly, but it's very pricey. It's very expensive too. But if Hot Toys, you know, like I said, they make it a power pose. They throw in the throne and a couple of other things, make it about $550 or something like that. Yeah, I can see them doing that.
Well, what about what Carlos says here? Staying with you, brother cousins. Plot twist. Jyn Erso shows up on the finale.
She dead.
I'm gonna throw that.
That planet's gone, bro. Like,
Yeah, what do you think?
According to Lane, the planet's not gone. So
it's gone.
I think so too.
Will, going to you here. Jedi jump. This is from OG fan when Star Wars was just Star Wars. Jedi jump from crashing Star Destroyers at incredible heights without injury. Clone Wars, and you want me to believe Mace died falling from a window. I did that earlier too.
Right.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I will say that before I answer this one, Aries, that you guys were mentioning the scene with the huts. That standoff, I won't spoil anything, in episode 2 was so good. That was like that's what I want to see from Book of Boba Fett. Like that is really like the underground standoff in the street. I want to see like sort of the underworld, like that layout. I don't think we've talked about that yet. That was what I love that scene so much. Like I was just like, that's what I wanted from this show, to see like the real drama between the sides, fight for power, and that's what reeled me in.
You know, and all the citizens were there too, and they were all like,
they're all just like, oh shit, they should probably leave.
Fuck, shit's
but then,
getting
like
real.
Lael said, imagine if he had Boba eventually gets his own like henchmen, like Bosk and all these others who are like defending him, not just Gamorrean guards, and then everyone's like, I'm not gonna mess with that guy anymore. So, but as far as answering that question, sorry, Anthony, what was the question? Ahead. The question was about Mace falling. So like, yeah, that makes sense if you're looking at it from a logical standpoint. The thing I just kind of have trouble with sometimes is like, it's hard to say. Like with George Lucas, I don't know if he maybe said something at any point saying Mace isn't or isn't alive. But to me, when you're watching the film, the intent seems to be, that's made clear to me, is that Mace died. Like,
same with Maul.
With Maul, like George Lucas intended for Maul to die there. So like, if later you want to decide, there's a loophole, we could bring this character back, that's something that's kind of like a retcon, right? That's like, that's not really what they intended, at least how I interpreted that scene. Like Mace, like, because there's no hint at any point in the rest of the film that Mace is alive. Right.
Yeah, but your favorite movie brought back the Emperor.
Right, and I accept that, and I accept
you know
that
what I'm
logical
saying?
fallacy.
Like, so it's crazy. Like,
it's not Force Awakens is my favorite, but Rise of Skywalker is like top 5 for me. Yeah, but absolutely, Anthony, I recognize that flaw in it. Absolutely, so for sure. So there's always that's kind of a retcon too, no doubt about it. I can totally embrace that logical point.
Because Emperor died in Return of the Jedi,
right? Like basically, I think the logic. I think the logic was like, well, he kind of had like his spirit go into another body and stuff like that.
They tried to do the whole clone thing, which they
he
did
cloned
in
a
the
body
comics
and put his spirit into another body. So it's like you're writing a loophole in, which I don't love, and I'm with you on that one. I would have just preferred to have Snoke be around for the whole trilogy, but they killed him, so they couldn't do that.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be something.
Yeah,
cool.
I think he was planned to be. But nonetheless, I think Mace could very well logically be alive. I just feel like the intent of that scene was for him to be dead, and that's kind of where I kind of have an issue with it.
Yeah, but out of all those deaths, I mean, he's the most.
Yeah, the most likely
realistic.
to survive.
He could just force land, like
right. He did just get
scurry
shocked by an
injured
incredible amount of lightning, though. So like he might be a little disoriented.
But he was
at the
also
moment.
a really badass Jedi.
He was.
Well,
Darth
we
Maul
gotta
got cut in
also-
half and survived. So I mean, anything's possible.
Well, also remember the simple fact that yes, he did get an awful lot of lightning, but so did Luke, and survived. You know what I mean?
true.
So I think with that, I mean, there's so many possible scenarios. I mean, as weak as he might have been, maybe there was someone else, or maybe a fleeting Jedi from the temple that actually saw him and helped him and took him away. You know what I mean? That we don't know about. There's so many different scenarios with it. As long as it's written well and it makes sense, I'll welcome it, because it was a death off screen, not something that we visibly seen. All we know is that his hand, it was a severed hand. And you know what? And here's another thing that Star Wars is good with. Severed hands and limbs that we actually see happen, but then when you look at the ground, you don't see him anymore. The only time the only ones we saw that we saw was Count Dooku. That was it. We saw his head, we saw his hands. That was it. But other than that, I mean, when Anakin lost both limbs, we didn't see it. Did it just magically burn away? But I mean, that's
I'm still trying to figure out where Maz Kanata got Luke's lightsaber.
Yeah, they never explained that.
They never explained it.
They didn't explain it.
She was just like, story for another time, and that time just never came.
Well, with the original script, it was that the actual saber itself was floating. It actually did float through the galaxy itself, and it was picked up. That
Gotcha.
I even kind of found hard to believe, but I was just like, okay, whatever. But it would have been good if it was explained. There was so many opportunities that they.
Can you
turned missed
imagine
on,
the
so-
hand like floating around like?
Yeah, with true.
Oh shit!
Yeah, man. Well, think about what we're
Miles was
talking
like,
about
"Oh shit,
too.
that's Luke's
Like,
man."
Can you imagine on
Oh
on what was it, Infinity War, with the Guardians in the Galaxy, just when they actually found Thor, instead of finding him, they found Luke's hand.
Yeah, right.
exactly, bro. Like, what the hell?
Who is this alien?
That's the multiverse right there.
that's the
man.
multiverse.
Yeah.
At this point, anything is possible, right?
Yeah.
well, we're talking about Boba Fett too, guys. Like, we're talking about a show about a character who died. Like, that was the intention. So
Right.
I'm just stating like the irony here. Like, the show is about a guy
Right.
who
And
died.
That's the point.
Comically,
I think
too.
like it can, like Lael said, if they do it well, it's fine. But I'm just saying, how many times are we going to do it?
Right.
That's the
Favreau
thing.
and
Like,
Filoni have
What
to
is-
make it very
right. It's working,
do
so
it
I'm not
very
complaining because I like the
Right.
show so far. Like, I really liked the second episode. I wasn't a fan of the first one, but I really liked the second one. But like it is working, so I can't deny that. Even Palpatine, like, yeah, it's a retcon, but it still worked for me. But I'm just saying, I don't want to keep doing it when we can create new characters instead of
Right.
rehashing old ones. That's my point.
But I think it was done the right way, because if you think about it, when
this
when
was.
Boba Fett went to the pit, he was wearing the Beskar armor, right? That's Beskar, I'm assuming. Or really good material has to be, right? So it was kind of like, okay, that's a kind of like lame death. You don't kill a really good character like that easy, that quick, like
Right.
a freaking. It was a joke, right? Like, oh, what is it? Poof. I'm like,
Yeah,
really?
I think it's because George didn't really care about Boba Fett that much. That's why, like, he
Yeah,
didn't
but the
expect him to get as
backstory-
popular.
He
as
didn't care
did.
about Darth Maul either. in the
Yeah,
Phantom
right.
Menace. That's the whole
You
reason.
know,
And then he
Greatly
regretted it.
underestimated
So
how
got
popular
himself
Maul
in a
would
foot.
be.
So
Yeah.
I think they did the justice to explain how he survived, and we kind of had an idea that he was able to get out of it. Again, when we saw it on the Mandalorian, that was epic. I mean, everyone was like, "Wow, how can you top this?" Right? Then boom, Luke happened. So I think the way they're doing it is correct. We need to see if they want to bring Mace Windu back. How are they gonna do it? And it has to be something like that you can say, "Oh, you know what? That's possible." I think when he was thrown out of the window, he probably landed in those speeder bikes or whatever, and then he just was there knocked down because of the lightning and whatever. And maybe whoever was driving, maybe it was Bell Organa, maybe it was someone else escaping from the template at that moment. Who knows? But they need to kind of like explain that.
Well, he would be the perfect age too right now. That's the other thing. From prequels to now, 5 years after Return of the Jedi, they don't really need to de-age him or anything.
It's also hard too, like when you look at it logically, like because Palpatine is the smartest character in Star Wars, really, I think. I mean, like, he's always the most conniving. Like, if he had to have known, if there was any chance of Mace surviving, he'd be like, let's go finish him before because they're trying to wipe out all the Jedi, and if Mace is so powerful, why not just go kill him and make sure he's dead? Like, so that's why the intent to me was clear that he died, because then Anakin or Palpatine would have been like, let's confirm the death here. So there's always a loophole to write around it, but like, I think the intention was clearly that he died. But because otherwise Palpatine would have been like, yeah, like let's make sure that if we're gonna kill kids, let's at least make sure Mace is dead. Like, if we're gonna go slaughter all these younglings, if we're gonna go to that length, at least let's kill the Master Jedi. I mean, like, you know what I mean, bro? Come
Right,
on.
do it right.
Like,
Get it all done.
That's what I'm saying. Like, let's at least be a little thorough here. Like,
Yeah, they probably have to call John Wick to finish the
right,
job.
like, come on, we're gonna have Anakin
Mr.
slaughter
Wick, we have a
children,
job
but
for you.
we're not gonna finish Mace off. Like, come on.
Listen. This is what we're going to see. Literally, I'm going to tell you what we're going to see. We're going to see Boba walk into the cantina. He's going to see both John Travolta and Samuel
John
Jackson
Travolta.
sitting down, and Boba's going to point the gun out at him, and then Sam's going to be like, "That wasn't me, man." Like,
Listen,
it's
baby,
totally
they-
different move. You know what I mean? I'm not him. I'm the bad mother. You know what I mean? So like,
I do
yeah,
think it'd be
you know.
cool for him to come back, though. It'd be cool.
Yeah,
Just,
nah.
I think we got to be careful. That's all.
They're gonna
would.
they're gonna bring him back, but as long as they basically bring him back the right way, I am all in.
The right way, yes.
The right way. Don't just throw it in there just because it's fan servicing. You just want to bring him in the right way.
I don't-
and I'm
I don't think they
satisfied and
will.
good with
Is it possible that when he fell, he probably maybe he was in a coma? Because of
That's
the lighting?
possible.
Maybe he's in a
That's
back to
possible.
tank like Boba is all the time.
And
Yeah.
he was in a coma, and somebody rescued him. Maybe he lost his memory. Maybe the when he fell, he did fail, and he forgot who he was at one point, and that's why he never showed up. until he was able to remember. I don't know. I mean, or maybe he knew that the Empire took over, and he said, you know what, let me just hide because it's me against everyone, and
maybe
I can't do
Grogu
anything.
rescued him.
Tony K brings up a good point. He brings up a very good point. Maybe Mace cut himself off from the Force to hide himself. That's a great point.
He could have.
Right.
Like
that is a
Luke did,
great
whatever,
point.
Right?
That's
They
a
could
great
explain
point.
that.
Yeah.
Well,
Very true.
Carlos thinks here that a plot twist, Boba gets skinny by the finale. Listen, baby, if he keeps sitting, if he just sits on the throne, he's going to get heavier. Then you'll be able to get the heavy set version of Boba. But thank you so much, Carlos.
Oh,
Yeah.
This is a tremendous. This has been a tremendous show. I want to get some final thoughts on here, and we stuck 171 in here. Are you kidding me? Look, I'm pulling it up again, and I just want to get some final thoughts on this 2-pack of Boba Fett as we get close to just the final thoughts on it. It's sold out, Lael, at Toys Wonderland. I'm pulling it up again. It's sold out with Tim Cent. We've talked about it since February. It was February, March, April, May, the whole year. We're talking about it now. Here it's coming, and it's kind of unfolding as many of us thought it could.
Yeah.
Your final thoughts on it being sold out in a couple of places? Is it going to get in stock again? How long should people wait on this if they know they're getting it? How long should they play around?
I mean, you gotta keep in mind that you have like how many in that are watching right now? 186, you said, or something like that. They're watching and they're listening. Like they're listening to us, so they're trying to they're going around trying to, because they do it like we do it. We watch different shows and we're like, oh let me go try to find it now before somebody else jumps on it. So I guarantee that's happening. They're trying to find different outlets to get this piece. I think, look, I hate, and I say this again, Will knows it, like, I don't like promoting this type of, attitude where, you have to get everything. You don't have to get everything. If you don't like it, don't get it. But I'm only speaking in terms of the simple fact that I am a huge Star Wars fan. So I had to have this piece day one. So I will say this. If you are a Star Wars fan, and this piece is something that entices you, and you're just wondering if you can get it now. If you're a Star Wars fan, if you're just a casual fan that just jump in and out of IPs, don't get it. Like, it's just not for you. You know what I mean? Or just wait and see if you can get it somewhere else. But if you're a Star Wars fan, then I would actually say get it. Like, try to find it, get it before it goes away. And then again, you're aftermarket, you're paying like $800, or $1,000, or you're running to like one of those issues where people have bought up like maybe 4 or 5 of them and they're selling them on eBay, selling them on Mercari for like outrageous prices just because. It's just
that's
like, is this 2-pack is going to become like the next PlayStation 5? You know what I mean? Yep. So like, that's it. Like, people are just going to start like, and that's what I'm saying. You don't want that to happen. So just get it while you can actually get it, and just I got mine, and that's all I can say. Like, hopefully everybody, secured, like they say, secure the bag, and the rest is whatever. But yeah, like it's you're seeing it right now. It's selling out because it's hot, people love it, and just get it. You know what I mean?
Great points, Anthony. Your thoughts?
Can you repeat the question? My apologies.
No, just your final thoughts on this 2-pack being sold out again at Toys Wonderland. It's sold out with Tim Cent, and we've been talking about it, for an entire year, that there's some interesting aspects of this, and I'm the same way with Lael. I don't think you need every figure, and everybody knows I don't even collect all the Star Wars ones. I'm very, very particular, but I said it from the beginning. If you're a Star Wars fan, you're going to get this, and this is important to you, you normally can wait for final production photos. Heck, you normally can wait till it gets in stock. I actually pre-ordered this. I don't pre-order a whole lot. I just think, none of that stuff may happen. At the end of the day, I think many of us agree it's going to be a higher price in the secondary market. And a lot of us think it's going to be a Grail, and, we're close to it. I don't think you should play around with this, but go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I agree. My final thought is I'm upset because I was gonna try to pick it up, and now it's sold out. For me, because I wanted it, now. and I think the reason being also too is keep in mind the price overseas is fairly reasonable. This isn't like an inflated. You know what I'm saying? Oftentimes we pick up first batches, we're paying that premium to get it right away, but these prices are great. So I can see why this sold out so quickly so far. And but again, you know, you don't need to get it right now, right? I just wanted it now for, you know, channel purposes and my own, you know, I just want him because he's Boba Fett, and you know, just it sucks that, you know, maybe another one will pop up soon and we'll get the opportunity on it. But for ordinarily, yeah, just grab it from Sideshow. Make sure you pre-order it if you want it, because as everybody's already said on the panel tonight, it's not gonna last. Sure, they may come out with another version later, but you know, at that point, if it does, you'll still have this great 2-pack, and should you decide to get rid of it down the road, you are not going to have a problem getting rid of it. So,
no, that's a great point, and thank you, Anthony. Darth Chopper, thank you for the $5 bomb. Aries, always appreciate you guys keeping the MCS super positive and non-political. What figure did you choose to get with your Christmas Eve bombs? Look, you have to wonder. I'm still actually, you know, thinking of you know, what I'm going to do with that. But much appreciate you and everybody with that. That was absolutely a crazy and wonderful show, for sure. Will, going to you here. Final thoughts on everything with this 2-pack. It's been an epic week, and it continues to unfold the story. Not too often that things like this go out of stock so quickly. I think at the end of the day, Will, it does show the demand, even if they're going to wind up probably getting more in. Maybe Tim Cent will get more in. At the end of the day, it may just show the desire for this 2-pack, especially during this series of the Book of Boba Fett, which looks like it's obviously going to go on for another, you know, a bunch of episodes.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I think you're right, Aries. Like, this shows that there is a demand for this 2-pack, and I think it's partially because of how good it came out. You know, the same thing honestly happened with Pennywise. Like, I think a lot of people slept. Probably more people slept on that figure than this one because it is a Boba Fett. But at the same time, when the pictures came out and it turned out so good, same thing happened with Pennywise. Everyone was like, oh man, now I kind of want Pennywise, right? But I do think this Boba was something that a lot of people wanted all along. But I think even more people now are hopping on because they see how good it turned out. So yeah, for sure, I think that could be a thing. I'm definitely getting it. I already have it on pre-order because I always thought it was amazing, and like we've talked about, that scene to me is just insanely epic, and I always thought the 2-pack looked cool. Originally, I almost got the single pack Aries. I don't know if I told you that originally way back, because I didn't know if I really cared about the Rogue. Yeah, I don't know if I really cared about the Rogue version, but now I do, because I've seen, you know, these first 2 episodes of Book of Boba, and that Rogue version still is pretty cool. So, and the head sculpt is so good. Like Dante said, it's like 95-96% there from the proto. Like, it's like slightly softer, but it's great. So I'd say, yeah, if you want it, go out and get it. But like Lael said, if you're just kind of so on it, then I'd say sit this one out, because it's so expensive. Like, you got to be sure you want to drop that much. You know, it's such a great boba. And also, again, I think everyone has to be cognizant, in my opinion, of how many bobas you want to have in your collection. If you want to have, I forget who said they want to have them all. If you want to have them all, then absolutely. If it's like you with like how I am with Loki, and I'll have every Loki, then absolutely. But if you're just a regular you know, casual Boba fan like I am, I like Boba Fett, just not my favorite. You know, I think 1 or 2 is probably plenty. So I'll have the Empire version in this one and then call it a day. But don't panic or anything, because the Hong Kong sellers are sold out. The U.S. retailers will get it in stock. A lot of those individual retailers still have him. He'll be available, and you know, we can all wait a little while. Patience is a good thing usually for us. So.
No, and that's great. Thank you for those thoughts, Will, and I absolutely agree. And go to you, brother Cousins. I mean, I think it's probably very possible that Tim Cent's going to get these in again. They'll go back. They'll get them. Toys Wonderland. But you know, is this a sign? Is this? Should we take it? Do we take it as a sign? It's not like, you know, this is even like the Spider-Man movie, which was one of my favorite movies ever, baby. I mean, that we had so much fun with that. Good. But you know, that's like, the movie's out, the movie's done. This show keeps going on and on and on and on. So I don't know. What do you think about all this?
Yeah. I look, it definitely shows that this is a high demand. It's a high demand item. And just by how I mean, kudos to Hot Toys. They did a good job with putting out that episode, because I know the episode is thriving this too. episode, our chat, the community, all that is pushing why it's sold out right now. But I mean, like I said, I don't be surprised you see Toys Wonderland come up with another 5 or another handful by tomorrow. I don't think it's going to be a thing where it's going to be sold out for like it's gone, like you can't get
Don't they still have the second batch?
They do still have the
Yeah, they
second
might.
batch.
Yeah,
They still have
And
the
like
that'll be
there's
like a
Tim
month
Cent
or
will
two.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, they still have the second batch, and then like Will was saying, wait around. Sideshow is going to have it. Pre-order. I'm just saying right now, if you haven't jumped into it, pre-order it, get it. If you want it, get it. If you're not sure about it, but you kind of like, pre-order it. Just do it. Don't be like me and see a Tarkin and Vader 2-pack about 5 years ago at a comic convention and walked past it and said, maybe I'll wait. And look, I can't get it. Completely out of my reach. Financially out of my reach. So
even if it stays, brother cousins, even if it stays in Sideshow stock, 3.5, 4 months like Cody. Where's Cody?
Gone.
Okay, so we're $400 if you want to get that figure. So the point of it is that eventually there will come a time, whether this makes it in stock, doesn't make it in stock, where it's just not going to be around. And I think that the Book of Boba Fett fuels it even further. We'll have to see. I mean, I think that series is super promising. But who do we get to here on closing thoughts yet? I think Dante, go, my friend.
Yeah, I was trolling everyone in the chat that the Sideshow put it on waitlist already, the 2-pack. and everyone start panicking. And Carlos says, "Good." For 1 second, I was happy. I got 2. Well, I got 3, my friend.
That's funny.
Yeah. So 2 takeaways of this, right? Don't panic. First of all, don't panic. If you didn't pre-order it because you didn't want it, chances are you don't want it. So don't even, go the FOMO thing, right? If you want it for real, like 100%, you want it, and you miss out to buy the first batch or the day one releases with the pricing, then pre-order it. It's still available in Sideshow, still available at Comic Concepts. Just do it and just wait. That's my 2 cents on that one, right? I didn't get the Wonder Woman. I wanted to get that Wonder Woman to review, but I refused to pay $150 in shipping. So I said, hell no. So I'm gonna wait for Comic Concepts, and then I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna do my review. Really, doesn't you don't have to panic or kill yourself because you missed something, right? I got this 2-pack and I sold it already. I'm gonna review it and then I'm gonna wait for Comic Concepts to get me my copy.
Mm-hmm.
So the point is that don't go the FOMO thing. Don't get crazy. Yes, we spoke about the ingredients. We spoke about that this 2-pack has all the ingredients to be a good Grail in the future. So if you're gonna buy this just for investment, you can do it. If you're gonna buy this because you like it and you want to keep it, you do it. So whatever you want is fine. It's your decision, is your wallet. We just kind of share our thoughts, what we think about this. But the takeaway is don't panic. Just keep doing what you're doing. And just wait. I mean, it's gonna be available, right? But don't sleep on it though. And my camera.
It's gonna be gone, just like you just left. But
it's gonna be gone, and it's perfect timing, So yeah, don't panic. It's gonna be available for a short time probably. But yeah, that's my takeaway of the book of the 2-pack.
Well, what an epic week, man! And who knows what's going to happen next week? We wanted to get into so many other things, Ahsoka, this, that, but it's Saturday night. We all got things to do. Let me just read this out here. Cobra's Collection. Thank you for the $5 Bob. Excellent show, Aries. I definitely spilled my coffee, and thanks to the rest of the panel, especially Foxy Will. I have Boba with Throne on pre-order. There you go, Will.
There we go. Thank you, Cobras. Appreciate it, man.
But let's see what's going. Listen, guys, this is the Market Show Live, and I'm going to find out if you're not subscribed to Six Scale Mafia, 1 6 Scale Man. Willfoxification, the Man of Hot Collectibles, and the Brother Cousins toy reviews. What are you doing? I got the links to all of them within the video description below. So in the interest of time, I'm going to give you all, try to keep it around 30 seconds. Tell me what's going on in your channel, guys. Tell me what's going to be coming on up. Anthony, you go first. Six Scale Mafia, go, baby.
Collection tour just dropped. K2SO review just dropped. Big stream on Monday with almost everybody on this panel should be there. 1,000 subscribers coming up. IG11 giveaway. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to everybody here.
Nice.
Nice.
Made it quick. Made it quick. Made it quick, bro.
Don't make me get immediately.
All right, Lael, what's going on?
Tomorrow, take your position where we're actually going to be posing up the entire Spider-Verse. So all figures that we have Spider-Man. So you will see a lot of that tomorrow. It's going to be an epic show. Monday is going to be comic book talk with friends, where we cover up and coming slate with the DCEU. Let me see here. Wednesday I have comic book talk with friends. Well, hopefully I'm not comic book talk with friends, but figure talk with friends. Well, hopefully will finally have a segment.
Maybe one day, bro.
Right. Thursday, we will actually have Uncivilized Scoundrel, where we're going to cover episodes 2 and the third one. And yeah, that's basically just about it. So
that's awesome. That's awesome, Lael. Will, so glad that you were able to join us here. This was a fun time. What's going on Willfoxification?
Dude, so we'll have Collectors Mingle tomorrow. I'm not sure who'll be on. Lael's always on there. Or actually, Aries, I think you and Dante are coming on, right? Tomorrow?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys will be on there. We'll have Lael and possibly Anthony. I don't know. We'll have to see, because I like to mix it up as much as I can. So that'll be tomorrow. I know I'm taking up my 30 seconds.
Hey, no hard feelings, bro. I got you.
It's okay,
no,
Anthony.
it's fine.
Well, because you didn't play Call of Duty with us last night, so
dude,
my feelings are...
you know how busy I've been all week, and I'm sick. Then I saw you guys on. I was like,
I know we needed you, Anthony. We needed you. So
well, next time
we
I
had Riley
carrying
again. Us, luckily, Carlos. But so that, and we do the gaming streams. Might even do one tonight. We'll just happen to see how that goes. And what I got Lael's show on Wednesday, where I hopefully will do a segment. I'm working on it, so I'm working on that right now. I'm trying to build it. It takes more time than people realize. And what else? I have Dante's show Tuesday, so I'll be on that. And then maybe Brother Cousins on Thursday, possibly. I don't know. And then and then we got to do posing with Pennywise Dante. Got to do that. So I'm waiting. I'm kind of waiting on my second one. I don't know if you guys have done this before. I got to figure in a perfect pose, and I don't want to change it. So I'll just wait to get my second one. Yeah. So I don't even want to move the slightest muscle.
You gotta like pose like little Grogu's with the Pennywise.
Hey.
You see, I would love to. I mean, I have my second one also. I'm waiting for the second one, but I want to pose the shit out of this one. So the first one, the new one that I'm gonna get, I can just put one pose and that's it.
See, I got my one in a really good pose that I like with him holding the balloon. I'm just like, I don't want to change it. Yeah, I know, but we'll do it, Dante, for sure. I think that Pennywise will show up sooner rather than later. So, and I'll do a collection tour eventually, more statues on the way and that kind of stuff. So, anyway, I went long in 30 seconds, but thanks for having me, Aries. I appreciate it.
Always a pleasure to have you on, my friend. And Dante, what's going on at the Man of Hot Collectibles?
Well, I have an announcement to make. So today is gonna be my last day as a YouTuber. I decided to retire officially. Just kidding. So I have.
Responding to that.
I'll play you off,
I know,
Dante.
right?
I'll play you off music.
I know. So okay, so I'm gonna have Captain Marvel in-game review tomorrow. It's gonna be up tomorrow morning. Actually, it's uploading right now. So if I'm lagging, I'm sorry. So I am waiting for the 2-pack, the Boba Fett 2-pack. So I hope is by Monday. I'm gonna try my best to put it the same day. I'm gonna really try my best. I'm really swamped at work, so I'm gonna try my best. I have the Between Collectors show on Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Then we're gonna have an Unfiltered show on Friday at 8:30 as well. And I have a couple more reviews in the works. I'm gonna do a collection tour when I get my Mojo cases, so probably you will not see any collection tour until then. And I really hope I get it by next month. Fingers crossed. So yeah, that's all I have for you. Thank you guys thank you, Aris, for the invite. Nice to see everyone. Thank you guys and watching at home.
Thank you so much, Dante. Brother Cousins.
Hey, once again, man, Aries, thank you so much for having me. Oh, I was just about to
Oh,
tell you
shoot.
my new.
Mhm,
Oh my
mhm.
God, no, you didn't.
He
You gotta
did.
send that to me.
He did.
Okay,
I saw that on
so-
Facebook. It made me laugh.
Yep,
Yeah.
me too.
Okay, so I want to announce my Disney Plus show, The Space Chronicles. Y'all check that
Chronicles of Space Pimp.
out. No, oh my God, that damn.
It looks so
Get
good.
you, Lael. Oh, so we got best of the best on Thursday. We got the I Want Rex contest still underway. If you want to enter that contest, leave me a comment under the damn it.
Well, I forgot about it, baby. But as soon as you did that, I remembered.
Oh my God.
You never
The-
looked
the-
better, man. That's
Damn.
amazing.
That is funny.
Yeah,
oh
but that-
my God.
that first one needs to be
It's
your profile
impossible.
pic, bro.
That's gonna be my new profile.
That's the crotch shot.
I need that belt, man.
That belt is pretty sick.
God.
I thought I was on the wrong
You
screen.
might have
Let
to
me go
zoom out
back
here.
to,
If you click the magnifying glass, maybe.
I think I clicked the magnifying glass. Sorry, guys, but I'll try to. There we go.
How do I follow that?
I don't know, man. Lael
And
set
you're
me
going to
up.
do a review on that figure as well, right?
Absolutely.
Review
Oh
it.
yeah, did a review. Yeah, the review is up for that one. We got best of the best. We got the I Want Rex competition. Not competition. I Want Rex contest. What you do is just go on to my top 10 of the, Hot Toys of the Year video. Leave a comment. I Want Rex. Once we hit that 1,600 subscriber mark, we will definitely get that. And there we go. Brother
Undercover brother. Wow.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Absolutely.
Well, listen, guys, and it's still 157 in here when we're signing off, and I felt like, especially when we just could keep going and going, but man, I felt like this was an absolutely epic show. I feel like it's been an epic week, and just want to appreciate all you guys for being on the panel and everybody on the chat. Thank you so much. As you're exiting out, if you didn't hit the like button, hit the like button, baby. And if you're not subscribed to Six Scale Cantina, what you waiting for, man? Just subscribe so you can get all the notifications. But listen, besides subscribing to me and hitting the like button, like these guys just talked about their channels, I've got to link to all of these guys' channels within the video description below. Six Scale Man, Lael, Anthony, Six Scale Mafia, Will from Willfoxification, Dante from the Man of Hot Collectibles, Jay from Brother Cousins Toy Reviews. It's all within the video description. So please, please go in there, click on these guys' channels. You can put them in the search on YouTube too and subscribe. You could also go to the SixthScaleCantina.com. And I know you all go there. A lot of you do for the market chart, and you go there for the market chart tool, biggest mover section news. But there's a resources and links page. All of these guys' channels are within there. You can just go right there, click on Sixth Scale Man, boom, you go right to the YouTube channel, hit subscribe. Any of these guys here. So really appreciate that support. And it's been a great show. So with this, I will tell you, I don't always buy coffee out, but when I do, I buy from Six Scale Cantina. Stay thirsty, my friends, and we'll see you tomorrow on the Will Show. Take care.